his feed's showing that it's not, but that's because he is well out of the winter storm warning by now.
Okay, sounds good. All right, let's see what Brad said.
Hey, Ryan, I was going to let you know the circulation that we were watching to the west near Paulding,
What happened to that?
Mississippi, has weakened considerably. Still keeping an eye on it right now to see if it can cycle up again, but it looks like it's weakening right now, which is a good trend. Hopefully, this is our last tornado warning of the night. Just wanted to let you know.
All right, Brad's been awesome tonight. Everybody, huge shout out to Storm Chaser Brad
Can't find
Arnold.
my
He's
helmet.
also got his own channel here on YouTube. And there's
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Jasper County warning. Once again, still in effect, but
Nigga got beat up because I was slow as fuck. Damn, damn, damn.
that warning.
Yeah, I lost my
So
helmet
this is going
somewhere.
to be in effect for the next 35 minutes. Hopefully,
I
that's
don't
our
know
last
where.
one of the evening.
Oh, here we go.
And yeah, quite a successful day of coverage here. Once again, we
I ain't
are
doing that shit.
currently on 11 hours and 30 minutes. We're going to go for another 10 minutes or so, and we're going to send you all to y'all bye. Thanks to you guys helping us
Bad niggas
share
hit me for that
and get the
shit.
word out there. 2.5 million people tuned in to the stream.
Top three.
So the first thing that I need y'all to understand about the jiu-jitsu. Well, I'm back with another video, y'all. So I'm gonna be breaking these today, y'all. I got some hope for y'all. This is the favorite. Go now, speak. But and they change it from. Liv Morgan running near. You can see the face of Liv now turning things around. With the women's world champ.
And Grand Rising to the collective. Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up these 7 up. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop new uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. When you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But even if you ain't subbed up and you like coming to the channel for the videos, vibes, whatever the case is, I appreciate you as well. I hope you having a smooth set. But today, hey, I do want to go ahead and say, y'all see this in the background? Y'all see that? Y'all see that big ass transformer? So it's a stuffed, it's like an animal, stuffed animal. Like it's a big stuffed animal type thing. It's very big. I don't want it. I went to the little Imaginarium last night
So bad niggas hit me about my
and
time loss show.
yeah, won that. But
3 day.
I don't really like it. So whoever want it, man, y'all spam up in the comments. I'll ship it to you free of charge. I'll just send it off to whoever said they want it. I'll just pick a random person and y'all can have it, bro. But y'all let me know. Tell me where to send it. Tell me where to ship it off to, and I'll send it to y'all. So I need y'all to let me know if y'all want it. I don't want it. So I just figured, okay, I'm gonna just sit in the corner, sitting in a chair. Tell it big though. It's a transformer. That's all it is, and it's like a bean bag type. You know what I mean? When I got it, it's maybe like a couple, like maybe 2 small holes in it. So y'all had to be very fragile with it. So that's why it is free. I'm giving it to anybody who want it. I don't want it. Y'all spam up who wants it. And then we'll figure out how we reach out to each other, whether that be email, DM on Instagram, or something like that. But y'all let me know. But I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all know what type of time we on today, man. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go. If you did not watch the recent Sean Ryan podcast interview with Sam Shoemake, the retired intelligence officer, I need you to stop what you're doing right now and go watch it. The information that was dropped on that interview is absolutely mind-blowing. Guys, Sean Ryan is talking about going into hiding with his family because of all the information that they spoke about in the recent interview. If what they are saying is true about this guy that's supposed to be responsible for the Tesla explosion in front of Trump Tower,
then it's either we are being highly gaslit right now or some shit is about to go down in the United States. This man is literally going to be titled the whistleblower of the year because they think that he is still alive. They think that the person that was in that Tesla truck was a decoy, and the whole purpose of what he did is to get out the information about the United States drone program, okay, and their affiliation with China, guys. In addition to some other things that I cannot say on this video, all I'm going to tell you, go watch that interview and watch it twice because the last 15 minutes of that interview will leave you flabbergasted, okay? Y'all, 2025 is about to be something different. And if you ain't ready, you better get ready.
Hey, today a good lineup. They coming.
Let me get this to Sean Ryan, see if I can get with him. And I had a buddy who knew the producer, and we went from there. But wow.
People try to buy this shit.
You want to read the email? Yep. So this email came in on December
Talking about
31st
what?
at 10:42 a.m.
My time lost.
That is Tuesday. He said, in case I do not make it to my decision point or onto the Mexico border, I am sending this now. Please do not release this until 1 January. Keep my identity private until then. First off, I am not under duress or hostile influence or control. My first car was a 2006 black Ford Mustang V6 for verification. What we have been seeing with drones, he puts that in quotes, he says drones, is the operational use of gravitic propulsion systems powered aircraft by most recently China and the East Coast, but throughout history, the U.S. Only we in China have this capability. Our OPSEN, that's Operations Center, our OPSEN location for this activity is in the box below. China has been launching them from the Atlantic from submarines for years, but this activity recently has picked up. As of now, it is just a show of force, and they are using it similar to how they use the balloon for SIGINT and ISR, which are also part of the integrated comm system. There are dozens of those balloons in the air at any given time. The so what is because of the speed and stealth of these unmanned aircraft. They are the most dangerous threat to national security that has ever existed. They basically have an unlimited payload capacity and can park it over the White House if they want it. It's checkmate. The U.S. government needs to give the history of this, how we are employing it and weaponizing it, how China is employing them, and what the way forward is. China is poised to attack anywhere in the East Coast.
I need some leech mana. That's what I messed up, bro.
From likely Homeland or FBI, and they are looking to move on me and are unlikely going to let me cross into Mexico, but won't because they know I am armed and I have a massive VBID. Let me pause right there for a second. So he says a massive VBID. When I was talking to the FBI yesterday, they didn't know what a VBID was. I had to explain what that acronym meant. Literally. You dead serious. I said it twice, and he goes, "You said that word VBID. Can you tell me what that is?" For your audience, a VBID, for your audience who has not been in the GWOT for the last 20 years, a VBID is a vehicle-borne improvised explosive device. In layman's terms, a car what we saw at Trump Tower. So, backing up, he says, I am armed and have a massive VBID. I've been trying to maintain a very visible profile, and it's kept my phone, and they are definitely digitally tracking me. Here's where he gets into the other stuff, and this is where we had to redact the names. Well, your producer redacted the names. I have knowledge of this program and also war crimes that were covered up during airstrikes in Nimruz province, Afghanistan in 2019 by the admin, DOD, DEA, and CIA. I conducted targeting for these strikes of over 125 buildings. 65 were struck because of CIVCAS, that's civilian casualties, that killed hundreds of civilians in a single day. The U.S. FORA continued strikes after spotting civilians on initial ISR. It was supposed to take 6 minutes and scramble all aircraft in CENTCOM. The UN basically called these war crimes, but the administration made them disappear. I was part of that cover-up with U.S. FORA, an agent, redacted, of the DEA. So I don't know if my abduction attempt is related to either. I worked with redacted IO staff on this as well as the response to Bala Murghab. Redacted
My shit going off right now.
redacted can validate this. You need to elevate this to the media so we
I gotta change the
avoid
price
a
on this
world
shit.
war because this is
It's
a
gonna report me.
mutually destruction situation. Then he says, for vetting.
He said,
My
why
LinkedIn
is
is
it
Matt
saying
Bird or Matthew
one
Littlefield, an
augmentation?
active duty 18 Zulu out of 110, this 1st Battalion 10 Special Forces Group. My profile is public. I have an active TSSCI with UAP, USAP access.
Oh man, y'all remember the word national security, right? Ain't that the same word they use talking about TikTok getting pulled down? But they worried about TikTok money. They worried about them damn drones. Oh, this shit is crazy, man. But they just confirming everything we already knew. We just been waiting for them to say it, bro. That's all. But how y'all feel? It's more clips about that interview. But how y'all feel, man? Spam it up. Let me know.
I mean, it's very obvious why he did this, I think. He wanted to bring attention to the incident in 2019 that got covered up.
He is a very qualified and very capable guy, but he loads a Tesla, which Elon Musk brags about being bulletproof, right? So this is one of his selling points, is bulletproof. We even saw Joe Rogan shoot an arrow at it and wasn't able to puncture this thing. So he loads up a Tesla knowing that it's going to, not he wants it to with fireworks and a bunch of other junk, when he can make a car that's going to level this place. Army PAO is saying that the inside the cab did not match the DNA of his child. Get a Tesla because you know it can drive itself up to the hotel, the Trump Tower. And you put a bomb in it and did what he did to send a message to expose the stuff, and he's still alive out there somewhere.
Genius to me. Some movie type shit.
Another crazy update. Podcast host Sean Ryan has gone into hiding after he had a guest on the show who claims he had the exact manifesto of the guy who blew up the Cybertruck. The FBI hours later claimed that this manifesto was most likely Livelsberger, the guy who blew up the Cybertruck. Pretty crazy that this is happening to Sean Ryan. Like I said, he says he's going into hiding after this craziness is transpired, after he literally had a guy on the show who exposed this, and he feels, I guess, that he's at risk. So this keeps getting more insane. Like the FBI says it's likely this is the real manifesto. But again, pretty crazy times. Hopefully Sean Ryan's all right. He's just a regular guy. He's a talk show host like me, wanting to hear sides of all opinions. And it happens that his show is, being looked at under federal scope. So can only wish the best for him. Hopefully he's all right and can do his show again after this wild new development.
Man, this shit is crazy. Like,
all right, so who saw the podcast last night? The email. It's concerning, to say the least, right? And if it's true, at this point, would it surprise everyone of you? It wouldn't really surprise me. Listen, we're not going to get through any of this clean. Conflict will come. Persecution will come. So where does your hope? Really hope it's not in some man. Because God is still on that throne. There is nothing in heaven or on this earth that happens without him knowing, or anything that he does not use ultimately for good and for his glory. 2025 has really kicked off, hasn't it? Again, is anybody surprised? Are you worried? Concerned? Are you scared? Listen, you can have peace instead of fear if you know Jesus, if you understand the bigger picture of what is happening in this world and where we're going. It's all in the Bible. If you know God, there is no fear. So don't be afraid. Don't be worried. Be excited, because whatever may come, you know that it's God in the end that has the victory. And if God is for us, who could possibly be against us? So armor up, soldier. God bless you. God bless your families. I love each and every one of you. So stand tall. Stand strong. Remember, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength.
It's even more shit.
that's how I was in 2020. In 2020, that's how I was. I was like, are you serious right now? Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, that type of shit was ridiculous. But the clip before that, the fear, I feel them. That's how I feel about the fear, where it's like, some people be like, man, you're smiling in your videos. You're going to see if it's really funny in the end. It's like, bro, if you're feared, you're going to feel the way you feel right now with that response. If you're not in fear, it's more so like, bro, I was always told, why are you like, okay, so I used to be nervous before games and shit. And like my uncle was like, man, why you, if you prepared, you're not scared of nothing because you prepared. Prepare. That's it. Prepare. Do your little steps that you need to prepare for if
Preparing,
anything was to break out or
motherfucker.
anything was to be crazy and hit
How
the
is
fan.
this
It's like
possible?
prepare. You won't be scared. And then if you got trust in the man above,
173. I don't even understand what they be talking about. That shit is dumb shit.
because you know God gonna hold you down no matter what.
Bum
It's gonna be tough.
shit.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be some times where you're gonna be like, what is going on, bro? But it's no need to fear. There's no need to fear because in order for us to get to where we try to get to as a collective, shit has to hit the fan. It has to be destruction. Shit has to be destroyed and brought back to zero so we can reset and rebuild shit back up the way we would want it to. But I feel like the collective consciousness, we making change now. Slowly, slow change. But I feel like we making change. And if we in the edge of Aquarius and shit is coming out, bro, and it's been like that. But 2020 had me shook. Now this shit ain't nothing. There's not too much that really gonna knock me off my pivot. Where I'm like, oh, bro, this shit is crazy. It's more so like I expect the most craziest, bizarre, wild shit. I do. I really do. And like I said, I'm ready to learn and I'm ready to unlearn shit that I did learn that I thought was facts. That may not be. That's simple, but I'm ready. I love the journey of this shit. I love the journey of this shit. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents. How y'all feel though? It sounds like a movie to me. Either this whole shit was scripted, or the dude's a real whistleblower and he's telling the truth, and shit is going crazy. Hopefully, Sean Ryan is good out there somewhere. It doesn't lead nothing to the worst for him or his family. Hopefully, he's good. He can breathe over this little storm. But shit, wild though. If y'all ain't know, Cat Williams coming back too with another interview, so I can't wait to see what he about to bring out too, man.
Shocking. On December 31st at 10:42 a.m. That is Tuesday. He said, in case I do not make it to my decision point or onto the Mexico border, I am sending this now. Please do not release this until 1 January and keep up.
The fact that today we are able to unify like this gives me so much hope when people can be heard, when the truth can get out there, when there's actually sources that we can trust to speak out against the things that have been happening here. Goes to show you that the American people are coming to a huge awakening. It feels like the moment that we for so long have been waiting for, where you see your neighbors and you're just waiting for them to like wake up. You go outside and you salute your neighbor, hey, what's up? And you just know that one day he's gonna come to the realization of what's happening and wake up. That moment is practically here. And this shows you that. This episode with Sean Ryan, amazing. Tell y'all true story. Piece of boom, watch this video to the end. They speak in codes. To the top of this for entertainment purposes only. Yeah, I had this New Year's resolution that I was only going to talk to people who listen to me. Okay. Okay. Well, I have a saying that we have a choice of being a spectator or a participant. Which one are you? Come on. Jesus is going to figure that out. Okay.
Boom.
Right. Except that ultimately we will all upload our minds to the computers. What? And everyone will just be robots. Come on. Yeah. And that's exactly what Steve would wanted. Really? That is just a ridiculously false statement. Kanye, what are you talking about? Come on. The human being is the iPhone. Okay. And our Earth is our office. True. So I'm Steve Jobs, and the Earth is my dog. Y'all play too much. These guys are comedians, man. Come on. But that's just the next level of this video game of life. Well, everything's a process, and there has been progress. True. God bless. Nothing to see here. Come on. I mean, I'll look at the comments on this interview and just see if anyone understands any of this. True. And, maybe I'll learn from them. You know what? Yeah. I'm tired of doing this interview. So am I. Right. Wrap it up. So. What? You know what it is. Stop playing with me, son. This for entertainment purposes only, and Kanye West was clearly trolling Elon
because Kanye didn't know what he was talking about. Shut up! If you know, you know. You know how to read through codes? You know how to read through lines? Stop playing with me, son. No, you don't. You only know how to read a book. Yeah. Guess what, guys? This interview is right. You know what it is. Stop playing with me, son. It's going down, guys. And get ready. You heard what Elon said. It's just a new world that's going to come. That's all. Nothing to see here. Stop playing with me, son. I'm tired of this, guys, and I'm really getting tired of seeing stuff like this. Nah, I'm just playing. This interview was amazing. But I tell you one thing. If I ever see Elon or Kanye West trolling, playing games, like shit ain't serious in the streets.
Shout out to True Story 718. First and foremost, brother legend. Y'all, as y'all know, he made it to this channel before. Stop playing with me, son. I love that. I love that line right there. I do. Some of y'all don't. I know. I see the comments, but I don't trust Elon. I don't.
Me
I don't
either.
care what anybody got to say about that either.
Trust
I know
her.
some people be like, well, he's
Elon?
this, he's that. Hey, well, you trust him.
I
Shit.
trust him.
You
Yeah,
hop in a
I bet you
Tesla
did.
and risk your life.
Trust
Trust
her with
Them
my whole
things was burning up and they couldn't
life.
put it out from the lithium.
You trust
Them
all the
things
white
was
ones.
driving on their own. I
The white
got
man is the
rear-ended
right
by a
man.
Tesla. I told y'all that
Don't
like
forget that.
last year, and I
No!
almost
Get me!
last minute. This
I need a
car
snack,
crashed that
bruh.
morning. I
I'm about to
swear to
go get
God,
me some
I was
cookies.
so serious. I told y'all this, and some of y'all
Peanut
like
butter
be careful
cookies,
because
man.
that could be them people coming to try to get you to do some shit and catch a case.
Some
Because I was
cookies.
about 2 seconds from doing it. I swear. I was on the phone. I was like, I'm about to lose it. I was going off.
Just
And
lighting
dude was
me.
like, I didn't hit you. You didn't hit me.
Fire?
Bro, run that camera back. And he
The
ran the
shit?
camera back and he hit me and I'm losing it on him.
Yo,
Like,
what
bro,
the
do you
fuck is
even know?
going
Like,
on
I
with this
just
shit,
literally
bro? This
record
shit
you right now and air all your shit
bugging
out.
tonight.
And everybody was know who you are and the shit that you own right now. And then he had his son with him. And I didn't know that we were gonna make it. So I came to talk to him, his ass too. And then I looked at his face and I see how young he is. And I was like, bro. Because he got whole house and kids. And I was like, wait, why? And with all the way back to what I know.
So with that order,
We are in. Like, y'all really had no clue.
I'm
And
grinding
they was
right
just
now,
like,
nigga.
it was getting low. And
man,
I was like, what's getting low? I was going off on
ain't
him.
got nothing to do
Got
with
me.
you.
I was begging him for whatever. Whatever needed to be done. Because you lying. Nigga smacked me when he said the car hit me. Bro, I don't care either way the car hit. Whether, bro, either way, he's rear-ended. And that's the shit. So, we
How
seen
is
this
the
car
map
good.
complete?
And first
What
y'all
kind of
tried
map
to
is
get in
this?
here and try to take the car away from me hitting the house beforehand so the person couldn't even get a police report. We seen this shit. And we questioned what's really going on. I don't trust Elon. I don't trust Musk at all. I don't trust him. I really don't. I love Kanye West. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. I love Kanye West. I do. And I think he was trolling Elon when he was saying some shit without saying some shit as he always have done. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all feeling though.
He authorized Sidney Gottlieb to spray germs into the fog in San Francisco Harbor. The point was to try to infect 800,000 people in San Francisco with this germ just to see how many would get sick. And they thought that the germ would sit heavily in the fog and would linger in the air longer that way to infect more people. Now remember, nobody knew that this was happening. And I don't mean the president of San Francisco. I mean nobody. The CIA director didn't know it was happening. The president didn't know it was happening. This was Alan Dulles and Dr. Sidney Gottlieb. So what happened? They spray this poison into the air, and 11 people got identical urinary tract infections within the next 3 days. Now, we know that these were specific to the germ because these urinary tract infections included bleeding, but with blood that had crystals in it. Doctors were so taken aback by the fact that this wasn't just a urinary tract infection, but these people were discharging crystals from their bodies, that they actually got together in doctors' groups and talked about it. Like, what in the world is this? Is this some kind of a new disease? And then with magic, it just went away. And it went away because it was just a CIA experiment. In 1951, Alan Dulles becomes the director of the CIA, just like he planned to do.
That don't get taken down. I hope that challenge. But she sent that to me yesterday. We were speaking on the outbreak that's going on. So she in the nursing field, medical field. So she said in the medical field that what's going around. It's crazy talk. That shit is contagious. And I believe it's something that's I can't say it's no word. Guidelines. That's what Mom was breaking down to me yesterday. We were talking about this. And she sent that to me. So I'm gonna go ahead. That's you up. So we go in the bar. So we just done. So I mean I smelled it like once or twice, but I see y'all say y'all smelled it many times. We seen these videos of this. So if they was doing this then, they probably doing it now. Did it work? Did it the same? Did it be the same person? But also, I wanna go ahead and say that he said certain people didn't know about this going on. I think that's a lie. I think that they knew that whole shit was going on. And then he got his promotion, he got put into the, the top tier. Come on, bro. Like I said, I feel like they all work together. They all work together. They all want a way of life to stay a certain way. That's my opinion. I don't trust none of the 1%. They do certain shit every day. The generation now, for us, our parents, our grandparents, our great grandparents, who knows probably before these kids. I don't trust shit they say. I don't trust shit they do. And I'm my ancestors. I'm my ancestors. The ones who really want to change, the ones who really want to direct shit in the world, the right path, to stand with God. I ride with our people. So I don't trust shit in the I don't trust shit that if I'm reaching, I'm reaching. That's me. That's how I feel. Never what y'all feel. Because all the way through, I don't trust them. That's why I say they are the damn fault. They the damn demons. They the know how to break the truth. I don't give a damn what a damn client talks to me from a whole other reality where they look a crazy ass way or they talk to me. I don't give a damn. When anybody say they are, I haven't seen them do certain shit that I've seen that 1% do. And until I do, then I'll go ahead and ride on that bandwagon. But until then, bro, that shit going straight to that 1%. All the attention. All that. They demons, they fallen angels, they low vibrational, and they don't ride with God. That's what I say. They don't ride with God. So, hey, let me know if I'm reaching. But I'm tired of seeing that shit with fallen angels and y'all letting that 1% off the hook. No, we're not letting them off the hook, bro. We're not.
观察秘密会员现在释放了一个仿生鸟，它的作用很重。现在呢，看到的是一个仿生鸟在空中呢，对我们前方的群人进行相对的对抗。而仿生鸟的特点呢，真的。All right, I said I was going to give you a couple safety tips. This isn't rocket science, but here we go. When you're going into a store, when you park your car, get off your phone. Put your phone in your pocketbook or your pocket, whatever, and just stay off your phone. Same thing, going in, going out. Stay off your phone. Ladies, especially you, listen. When you're parked here, if you come out and there's a car parked right beside you, and I mean super close to the line or something like that, that should be a red flag. Is there somebody in the car? Is it a minivan? Has it got sliding doors? Is it an SUV? I'm not saying you can't go get in your car, but just pump the brakes, okay? No pun intended. Just take it easy. Take a little look around. Don't just really get the car. Find your time. Could be something. I don't know. When you're getting gas knob will bring it in. Lean up against the car. Just lean up against the car. Again, there you go. Lean up against the car. Now you cut your 360 down to 180. You can see if somebody's facing you and they're up so good, spray with the gas. That's not cool. I wouldn't want you to spray with gas. They'll probably run out. You're in a restaurant.
Don't sit with your back to
Did
the
you
door.
shoot the right way, you stupid
Be able to
motherfucker?
control it. Know where the exits are. And if the movies or church or wherever, sit on the end. If you're a fighter, you can get up and go fight. If you're not wanting to fight, that's cool too. You can run. But you got to be able to get out, right? Don't be stuck in the middle of the road.
Fury! Fury!
You feel a little crazy today? It's because we have this, specifically this. We're having insane quantum energy from a parallel Z reality. I have another one starting here as well. You might be feeling like there's 2 to 3 different directions pulling you in every which way. Maybe you feel like nothing matters, like you feel more aware than you ever have. It's because of this energy. Now, it's also leading us into the 111 portal, and then on the 25th, all the planets align. It's going to feel like an emotional, absolute roller coaster. If you're aligned to this energy here, you're going to see a lot of blue, you're going to have a lot of like overwhelming frequency and strong people things from a decade ago are going to show up. Now, to make the right
Like,
choice,
where you shooting
what
at,
you
guy?
actually use is the parallel reality. I have a full formula, a secret code, if you will, that you should be carrying with you. It's in my Goddess and Kings group if you want to take a look at that. I know I'm feeling it, and I know I'm going to take full advantage of that to make a decision because I've had 3 massive decisions here right in front of me. And I'm like, wow, okay, this explains all of it.
Damn, I have been seeing that color blue, and I have been seeing people that I haven't seen in like a decade or so. That's crazy. And I had to think about it because I haven't really like I really been in tune with the color blue. No, not like that. So my homies don't come at me like that, bro. At all. At all. Favorite color still is what it is. I'm saying like on a higher vibrational tip, all jokes aside, I have been attracted to the color blue a little bit more now than ever. In the summer of last year, it was purple. I understand what the purple represented though. Now and then, like I get with the blue, when you're showing certain colors, that's probably what got me on right then and there. But it's like the people. I ran into a person last night that I had shot a certain video like 8 years ago. Oh my god, not even 10 years ago. It's crazy. Like I have been seeing certain people. Shit. I was about to work in a certain way. Usually that I know I was playing the hell out of like 10 years ago. Now I just was having to show up, and it's just
They want
like
that
yeah,
shit.
like I'm starting.
Hmm?
The songs.
So they
I
want
just
that
played
shit.
some songs
The timeless
yesterday
jewel
I
I got.
haven't heard in like 10
Which
plus
one?
years.
The other
Crazy.
one
That's
I
crazy
had
to
on, I
say
took
that.
off.
And I have been feeling a certain energy, but Yeah.
It's on the
That's
one
kind of what
divine, 50 exhausts.
what
Nah,
we talking about. I
don't
thought
get
that was
mad hits for one
kind of
divine.
weird, but just like
One dude, like,
y'all know
I
some
know, ain't no way you
people
sold that for
hit the
one deep,
soul
right?
like, man, bro, how you know that? How you know that? But we know how you know. He just explained it, but it's just kind of out there. It ain't a read, but it's kind of out there.
What if I
Must
told
have
you
been
that
good,
alien
huh?
invasion is being manufactured?
Oh, you talking
Think
about the
about
one
it.
with
Do
the
you really
lightning?
believe the oligarchs would tell us
Yeah.
something that they
Yeah,
don't
I
want us to
know.
know? That slow drip of alien disclosures happening lately, UFO hearings, leaked videos, government officials reluctantly admitting there might be something out there. It's all theater, a drama designed to manipulate you. They want you to think the powers that be are resisting this disclosure, that they're being forced by public pressure to let the truth out. It's reverse psychology 101. The public celebrates, thinking they forced the truth out of the system, but it was part of the script all along. And why would they do this? Simple. Control. Think about it. What better way to unite the world under a single banner than by manufacturing a threat from beyond this planet? And this didn't come out of nowhere. No. Decades of alien-themed movies and TV shows
Smoking on the mic like smoking Joe Frazier, the Hellraiser. Raising hell with the flavor. Terrorizing jams like troops of Pakistan. Speaking to your damn like the neighborhood spider, man.
When the fake invasion
Oh boy,
happens.
like okay for
But
one,
here's the kicker. They're not stopping
150.
with just a fake invasion. They're going to fuse the
150.
concept of aliens with religion
Yeah, one
and
divine.
technology.
150
Instead of saying
Nah.
divine.
aliens, naturally they'll claim
No,
that
one
aliens were our
divine.
creators. Genetic
This dude want to
modification,
buy it for
advanced
150
technology,
already. I'm
called
about to sell it to him.
150 chaos. I mean,
No, one divine.
Check this out, y'all.
plus 150.
Yeah.
It's a tree, a mountain, two trees side by side. That thing is massive, y'all. Stay weird.
Y'all remember that clip? Supposedly tried to attack the helicopter.
Honey, are you okay?
Get in.
Bro, I just got this helmet out of the ritual. It got 55% increased rarity already on it. Just one thing. Just one.
You will see a lady in a red blanket, followed by a man with flowers and a Volkswagen Beetle.
55 already.
Mm-hmm.
Look.
It don't matter. It's gonna be unwearable. It's gonna be cooked. I'm about to hit that jump.
Flowers.
Man, I need a snack. I might need to make me something to eat. Item has no space. What the? 25 intelligence. Bruh. I ain't using my last two. No, I am.
You know, I invited Rita and Marlon for a barbecue on Sunday. I'm going to make my chicken salad, and I need you to remind me that we
Bro.
Are you listening to a word I say? The sun will set on my time here.
The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow. Hold on real quick.
Mufasa is actually an orphan that was given the kingdom. Mufasa is actually an orphan that was given the kingdom. The kingdom was supposed to be given to Scar. See, I had no idea. The king, Scar represents us. That's why he's Scar. And this is why Scar right? Scar is more melanated than Mufasa. Scar is more melanated than Mufasa. Not to mention, Scar's eyes are green, meaning he is a royalty, meaning he has the green heart, the green eyes. You see what I'm saying? And then not just that, he has a scar on his left eye.
There you go.
Left eye. Because his eye, his identity left. He doesn't know who he is. Left eye is your identity. Do you see what I'm saying? So Mufasa, that's why it's called the Lion King, because Mufasa is
I got
a
180 for it.
ass king. He's a liar.
Move. Get off my way.
Just like who's in charge right now, right? The Pope, King
Where y'all
Philip,
play go? This
King
little
Arthur,
shit
they're all
take y'all play
liars. They ain't no damn king. This is why he said, the sun will set on me. My time will come.
I get what Conscious Juice is saying. I get it. I do. I really do. I feel like there was a reason why their skin tone was completely different. I do feel like there was a reason. But here's where I kind of can't agree with Conscious Juice. Now we gotta have these conversations. I don't give a damn how uncomfortable they are to anybody. If a race conversation is uncomfortable to you, then there's a problem there. Because we should be able to discuss anything. Like I said, I don't care how deep it go. I don't care how crazy you get. We should be able to discuss and have agreements on anything. We should. That's the only way we're gonna heal this shit. Is to be able to talk about it. If you can't talk about it, the shit ain't healed. But I just see it like, if y'all seen Mufasa, not to spoil it. If you haven't seen it and you don't want a spoiler alert, you might as well skip ahead. But I would say in the movie, Scar wasn't built for the king. He wasn't built to be king. He really wasn't. If you watch Mufasa, he was not built for that. His dad didn't even show him how to be a real king. You remember, he told him, "You just sleep all day." That's not being a king. Mufasa's dad was actually kind of gaming him up before the beginning part where he got separated from his mom and dad. I feel like he was preparing Mufasa. And then when Mufasa got with Scar's family, he had to go hunt with the women because the dad didn't want Scar and Mufasa to even intertwine because he said he would turn on me one day. That's what his dad told Scar. I don't think Mufasa turned on Scar intentionally. He didn't take his girl intentionally. He was even trying to help him out, but Scar wasn't built for that. He wasn't built for that. Scar was smart though. He really wasn't tough. He didn't have the certain traits that he needed to be a king, a powerful king, or a positive king, or even a successful king. Mufasa could sense animals way out in the middle of nowhere. He could sense when people were telling him. They was chasing him the whole movie, and he was telling them. He was like, "No, we need to do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this." He smelled the flowers on was it Sarabi that Scar didn't even know nothing about that, bro. It was like he wasn't built to be king. I don't feel like he took the kingdom. I think he earned that role. In my opinion. I think he earned it. But I get what Conscious Juice is going with. I get it. I understand. I just gotta slightly disagree with him with that. The scar on his eye, I'm not gonna disagree with that. The eye color, I'm not gonna disagree with that. But I do think that Mufasa earned the role to be king after watching the movie Mufasa. Because before I watched the movie, I did think maybe he stole that role. Maybe he really wasn't supposed to be king. But then I also asked, when Mufasa came back to the end, in the very end of the movie, and he was in Pride Rock, and they gave him that role, they gave him the crown. Was that really his area that he got lost from? I was curious about that. Now that's the only part of the movie I was curious about. Did he go back to where he genuinely was from? Because if you remember, his mom was there, and she was like, "I had a son named Mufasa," and he reunited with his mom. So is that really where he was from, or did his mom get ran out of their area too, and she met her family, and then Mufasa family came later down the line? Now I don't know. Y'all spam it up and let me know. But to me, the movie's a classic. The originals, 1 and 2. I didn't really like the 1.5 and the Timon and Pumbaa ones. Them was cool, but it was like they doing too much. But Mufasa was dope, and the new Lion King that they made before they made Mufasa.
Yo.
That was dope. Not the cartoon, but y'all know when they remade it with, I think, Beyonce. I think she's in it. I think she's in it too. But
Right.
it was classic
Yeah.
ass movies.
What up?
So I
What's good?
Leave him alone, you stupid little shit. Take your fat ass in there.
I'm in here grinding, get my currency up, nigga. All from doing this shit. Look, I ain't had shit.
I ain't in there.
Yeah. Oh, where you
I'm
at?
making me some pancakes.
Uh,
Go
I
on.
got three.
Go
I got
on.
three divines now.
Nigga, I'm broke. I don't give a fuck about that shit. You can't get an order in. Nothing. He said, I got three divines. I could have had two, but I wanted to do that dumbass shit. And just died. For no reason.
For no reason. Y'all want to hit this thing with a divine?
What you end up selling?
Huh?
What you selling?
I ain't selling nothing.
Not for the divine.
Oh, them things. The little things I keep getting.
I went in that joint with the wrong bow on.
Yeah, I got this black sun up. That shit good, but the strength is low as hell. I want to hit that shit with a fucking with a divine to rank it up. I only got three. That shit might go down.
I should have her make some pancakes. Hers be big, fluffy, and fat. My shit gonna be flat and buttery. The pancakes is gonna be ass. I'm gonna get her. Watch this. Babe, you want a pancake?
Television stream.
Get out the cat food. You know what I eat on my pancakes?
What?
Peanut butter.
As you should.
That shit be knocking. Peanut butter pancakes. You ever had that shit? Fuck no.
Nah.
That syrup though makes my stomach hurt. That shit crazy. What you doing, Nuggy? Boom. I think that is a consistent type of texture for a pancake. They gonna come out all fat and white. Shut up.
Hey, I did have to go check something. Like, man, how y'all feel about Shaq talking about what he talked about though? I'm gonna let you think. So I remember that whole them cheating shit. I do remember that. I remember them cheating. I remember the King, the rep, and all that. That was a crazy ass playoff thing. But we know that the reps be doing that type of shit. But I heard Gilbert Arenas say one time, in order
Man, they sitting
to
out
make
the
sure the
thing.
game holds its integrity,
No work
Hmm?
and make
tomorrow.
sure the reps ain't on bullshit, we should
They
give
sitting
it
out the
that.
thing. Ain't no work
And
tomorrow.
make the players do a press conference right after
It's
the
too
game.
bad
Why
outside.
we can't have the referees do it? So if they call a crazy call, they make some of the most
Oh,
crazy
fry
decisions.
butter
And
fry.
keep the game close. I mean, damn. Make them refs answer questions behind that. Because if LeBron makes a three, or if he goes to shoot the ball instead of passing it to somebody wide open and the Lakers lose the game, they're gonna ask, what was going through your mind? How do you feel about it? They're gonna come up with some of the most wildest questions to get more content, give more people a better sound bite. So why not have the refs do it? But
Damn.
Even when I heard him say that, I was like,
Nigga can't cook.
Perfect way to put it. Hold them refs accountable. Or make them not know. Give them maybe like short notice on where they're gonna be repping before they go rep there. Instead of giving them their whole layout and their whole schedule, nah, you make them fly to their city. Give them a day advance to know what cities they're going to. You give them like 5 at a time, 10 at a time, but you gotta let them know. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but they're not gonna do that because it's gonna ruin how they want the game to be. It's gonna ruin which teams they want in certain positions. That's my opinion, but y'all spell y'all thoughts on that one. Let me know.
Oh, yo, serious? Yo, serious? I have a theory about that. Squid Game? You know what it is? What? You know why they wanted so much people? Why? So they can use their identity. That's what I'm telling you. That shit is real life. What's happening in real life? What's the
I'm
first
about to
thing
waste a
the
divine on this
qualification that they
helmet.
have to do? They scan it and give
You
their
don't even
own
need nothing.
data to the
Oh,
department.
You don't even need no divines because you waste them as soon as you get them.
Because remember we're talking
yeah, I'm
about
about
how
to look.
people get
I got
fake
2 divines. I'm
passports, this
trying to
and
rank
that.
this
That's how
strength
they
up.
do it. That's how they do it. They take real people's identity.
Man, this pancake ass. I ain't over there.
That's what
Hold on.
happened. Squid thing too. You know that the Squid Game writer, he actually didn't get rich on Squid Game 1. Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, because he gave away all, and that's why I feel like Squid Game 2 was so rushed. I didn't watch it yet. I watched half of it, but it's like it felt rushed. Really? Yeah, and I've seen a lot of comments like, oh, it didn't match. Like, there's gonna be another one, Squid Game 3. Because in
She
that
got
comic,
fucked up.
we're gonna watch it. Yeah, we're gonna watch it. At this point, when it becomes so much good art, and good art becomes commodity. And now it becomes commodity, more people are involved, and it just becomes cheaper. Yeah, I should even focus on that. I should write that.
Did you know that in 1582, the entire world lost 10 days out of nowhere? On the 4th of October, 1582, everyone went to bed. And when they woke up, it was suddenly the 15th of October. Those 10 days had simply disappeared. The reason? The first calendar we used had inaccurate time calculations. Every year, a few extra minutes were left over. And after centuries, they added up to a full 10 days. If you check October 1582 on your calendar app, you'll see that those days are missing. Could you have imagined that something as basic as time could contain such a big error? Follow me for more mysteries about our planet.
Man, this pancake ugly as fuck.
So apparently these 10 days were wiped from history. We're going to find out if that's true. Our calendars aren't perfect, which is why once in a while we need to make adjustments, such as leap years. The story goes that this calendar drift was getting so real back in the 1500s that they were having trouble determining what day Easter should be on. So Pope Gregory the 13th implemented the Gregorian calendar back in 1582, which was 10 days off from the previous day. And they waited until October to avoid skipping any major Christian festivals, which October 4th became October 15th. And the
About to go to
funny part is
bed?
that other countries actually
Who?
didn't agree to this
Dude.
change and refused to adopt
Nah,
the new
I'm
calendar.
chilling.
And so for the next
Yeah,
month,
you
we
staying
had
up all
some
night.
traveling across the border to a
You be up
calendar
longer than when I be going to sleep.
the future by 10 days.
Hmm?
Time travel
Yeah.
forward to it. Oh, and well, there you have it. 10 days missing in
Look
October
at that.
1582 is true.
Ugliest pancake ever made, bro. For real.
Huh?
Oh, this pancake is the ugliest ever made, bro. That bitch is toasted. For real.
Looks like I eat
Yo.
oodles and noodles.
Huh?
I eat oodles and noodles.
Shit, I ate some fucking, I ate like, for dinner, I ain't even say what I ate. No diddy, nigga. I ate like 5 glizzies.
Mm.
And some fucking baked beans. Baked beans is not good.
Glizzies.
Huh?
The glizzies. Yeah, I just wasted my 2 divines on nothing. On rolling the helmet. Rolling it.
That's what you do.
I ain't got no more now. I just had 3, right? Bought a helmet with 1.
And then I said, no, I'm gonna go back in there
This one good.
and go look better. And then I realized there were some numbers missing. And then I was immediately offended because my
This
birthday
should
is
take my
actually
DPS up
missing. How
like
do we go from
10,000.
October 4th
Took it,
10,000.
took it
to
up
October
10,000.
15th?
Yeah.
So then, of course, I
Oh, with a
don't
helmet?
not know anything, so I
Yep.
had to go figure out
What kind of
what
helmet you got?
happened in October of
This
1582. And
officials.
basically, they
You
were
must ain't
saying
got
Nice
that
one.
no
what was not
motherfucking
right
This
resistance.
some
and they
unique
had
shit.
all these extra minutes
Oh,
left
I
over,
do.
and those extra minutes turned
Oh,
into
you got a
10
I ain't,
days.
unique
You had
helmet.
to take 10 days off the
yeah. I
calendar.
ain't got no.
I don't know, time isn't
I ain't got no
My whole
cold
thing is,
resistance.
why
I'm
did you
fucked
have
up
to take
in the cold
October
department.
5th away? Like all these days you could have took away. You could have took the take the Scorpio days.
Do y'all think that was accurate as far as like why they removed it, or y'all think they just came up with some wild?
Oh, this one's kind of straight, even though it's burnt. It's burnt. I should have learned from the first pancake off the rip. That's a. It's a pig that don't fly straight. Get ready to jab him. Grab him by his necktie. Homie try to get fly. That's when I gave him a deck die.
I go get another one.
Hell is where the men go. Snatch him by his hands and feet and throw him out the window. Up, up, up in the way because I don't play clown. But, take that with you on the way down. Get your get. Quit, you fucking little bitch.
Oh yeah,
I'm
I got no
tired of
cold
this little
resistance.
fucking
That's it.
shithead.
That's a little too close. And why would you open it if you saw? It looked like human hand, like a demonic something down there trying to like creep up.
Okay, I see.
Why would you lift this shit up, bro? What type of shit, bro? I think
Man, I'm burnt my pancake.
45.
I'm not quite sure.
Bullshit, son.
Don't make sense to me. Y'all trying to dumb. If something happened, bro, you can't even
Pancakes
like
is
get mad at
fucking
nobody
artery
but they damn
clogging or
self
something.
because why would you put yourself in that position?
Fried it with a ton of butter. Then I threw a piece of butter on top.
The world got some explaining to do. What was going on in October 1582? See somebody on here said, open your Apple calendar and scroll to October 1582. We got a whole 11 days. And you know I stay going down the rabbit hole, so I went down that rabbit hole. Watch this. When you get there, if you look at October from right here, it ain't nothing different. They got all the days it's supposed to be. So I dug a little deep. But when you look on October, if you look right there, look at that. Look what it say. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 15. Where all the days go? Where did all the days go? You got a whole 11 days missing. 1582. So what happened? That 11 days was missing in 1582. And who was clocking time at 1582? That's what we need to find out. Who was clocking the time? Because apparently you was drunk on this shit. You had to be drunk on this shit because you missed 11 days, baby. 11. Now I got so many questions. I need so many answers. So what I need you to do is, if anybody knows, because you know, without me knowing, if you know, let me know. Because now I want to know.
With magnificence.
Hello there, tickle, tickle. Tickle, tickle. Good boy. Smells like clearance. Tickle, tickle. Very nice.
These pancakes gonna be out. Boom shakalaka #1, the chief rocker. Look. Nuck if you buck. What? Nuck if you buck. You just get happy when they about to eat, yo. They just start singing and shit.
Word, some booty ass pancakes.
Shit, them motherfuckers. Let me say. Mmm. Them bitches buttery than a bitch. Let's see if she laugh at me. Okay. Babe, look at my pancakes.
Dang, you did good.
But look pretty good. Now they buttery than a bitch. Take a bite, one bite. You just gotta try one. Just one little bite. Just one bite. Little teeny bite. They buttery as fuck. They knocking, ain't they?
They taste like professional.
Word. Professional.
That's a Waffle House.
Word. Waffle.
Hey, it's Travis. We just finished a month-long process of building leveling builds for Path of Exile 2, so I wanted to review all of them with you today. So, when Early Access first came out, I asked my audience what they valued more. Very polished, hyper-efficient endgame builds, or if they wanted more leveling builds. And so, what I was seeing a lot in my chat at the time was there were a lot of people that were wanting to get on the train of Path of Exile 2. It was blowing up, it's still being played a lot, but there were a lot of people that were being attracted to the game that hadn't played ARPGs before or hadn't played Path of Exile before. They were just plain daunted by the amount of choice that you have, as well as the sheer size of
This video is a culmination of all the Chicago gang members that died in the year of 2024.
On what should have been an ordinary date night in Knoxville, Tennessee, a young couple, Shannon Christian and Hugh Christopher Newsom Jr., were simply heading out to enjoy each other's company. But as they pulled into a parking lot, their world turned upside down. Their car was hijacked by a group of armed individuals, thrusting them into an unimaginable nightmare. What followed was a horrifying ordeal of abduction, violence, and heartbreak. 5 perpetrators subjected the couple to unspeakable crimes over the course of hours. Crimes so brutal they would shake the entire nation to its core. But what exactly happened to Shannon and Chris during those fateful hours? How did their story unfold, and what kind of justice awaited those responsible? Welcome to the Crime Series. I am glad to have you join us for another video. Kindly subscribe, like, and share. Let me know where you are watching from. Born on April 29, 1985, in Nacogdoches, Texas, Shannon Gale Christian was the eldest child in a loving family. Her parents, Gary and Dina Christian, instilled strong values of kindness, resilience, and faith. The family moved to Knoxville, Tennessee in 1997, seeking better opportunities and a
Yep.
close-knit community where Shannon and her
I'm gonna get
younger
my
brother
currency at.
Chase could thrive. Shannon was a bright
That
and
shit easy.
ambitious young woman, known for her infectious smile and
I really
radiant
want time lost
personality.
jewels. That's why I'm doing it. Like a
She
good one.
quickly adapted to her new
4 and 4.
environment in Knoxville, attending Farragut High School.
They
During her
only
high school
fall if you got
years,
that
she was not only an excellent student, but also an
unique
active
relic,
participant in
Huh?
extracurricular activities. Her passion for helping
that
others
jewel.
was evident
You
early
need a
on
tall
as
one.
she volunteered for local charities and community events. Graduating in 2003, Shannon pursued her higher education at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, where she majored in sociology. Her choice of study reflected her deep interest in
I don't know where you get the other one
understanding
from
and
though.
improving the human condition. Her ultimate goal was to work in social services, where she could make a tangible difference in people's lives. She was on track to graduate in December 2007, a milestone she had eagerly anticipated. Shannon's friends and mom described her as a loyal and compassionate individual who brought joy to everyone around her. She had a knack for making people feel valued and cared for, often going out of her way to offer support and encouragement. Her sense of humor and adventurous spirit made her the life of any gathering. Despite her busy academic and social life, Shannon remained deeply connected to her family. She often spent weekends with them, enjoying home-cooked meals and sharing laughter over board games. Her parents, in turn, were immensely proud of her accomplishments and cherished her role as a devoted daughter and sister. Shannon's life was one of promise and potential, filled with dreams of a future that she worked hard to achieve.
Quit barking at
Her untimely
everybody.
death was not just a loss to her family and friends, but also to the community she was destined to impact. Hugh Christopher "Chris" Newsom Jr., born on September 21st, 1983, in Knoxville, Tennessee, was the eldest child of Hugh and Mary Newsom. Raised in a loving and supportive family, Chris exhibited a strong work ethic and a warm, friendly personality that drew people to him. He shared a close bond with his younger sister, Andrea, and often took on the role of her protector and confidant. Chris's passion for sports, particularly baseball, became evident early in his life. As a student at Halls High School, he excelled as a member of the school's baseball team, the Halls High Red Devils. His dedication to the sport and his natural talent earned him accolades and the admiration of his teammates and coaches. Known for his determination, Chris was the kind of player who led by example, inspiring others with his work ethic and commitment. Beyond his athletic achievements, Chris was a well-rounded individual with a love for the outdoors. He enjoyed hunting and fishing, often spending weekends exploring the natural beauty of Tennessee with his family and friends.
I remember when I was little, I used to want
These
a bow and
outings
arrow.
were a source of joy for Chris and
You did.
reflected his
Yeah.
appreciation for the simple pleasures in life. After graduating from Halls High School in 2002, Chris pursued a career in carpentry, a trade that allowed him to showcase his skills and attention to detail. He was known for his reliability and
Sounds
dedication to his
Rambo.
craft, earning respect
He
among his
Rambo.
colleagues and clients alike. Chris's
Now I need
ambition
is
Right.
a
was to
can, some
build a
ammo.
stable and fulfilling life, with dreams of one
Rambo's
day
the shit,
starting a
though.
family of his own. Chris's friends and family described him as a kind-hearted and generous individual who was always willing to lend a helping hand. His infectious laughter and easygoing nature made him a joy to be around. He had a close-knit circle of friends who cherished his loyalty and unwavering support. A man of faith, Chris attended church regularly with his family and upheld the values of kindness, respect, and compassion. He was deeply devoted to his parents, often spending time with them and ensuring they knew how much he appreciated their love and guidance. His strong moral compass and sense of responsibility made him a role model for those who knew him. Chris's relationship with Channing Christian was a testament to his capacity for love and commitment. Together, they shared a bond built on mutual respect and admiration. Their plans for the future reflected a shared vision of happiness and stability, making the loss of their lives even more heartbreaking. Channing Christian and Hugh Christopher, Chris Newsom Jr., began dating approximately 2 months before their tragic deaths in January 2007. Their love story was filled with cherished moments, from quiet evenings spent together enjoying their favorite movies to adventures exploring Knoxville's scenic trails. Friends often remarked on how their bond seemed effortless, a natural pairing that brought out the best in each of them. Shannon admired Chris's unwavering kindness and dedication, while Chris was captivated by Shannon's radiant smile and generous spirit. Both families were overjoyed by their relationship, seeing in them a promising future filled with happiness and shared goals. Whether it was attending family barbecues or supporting each other at school and work events, Shannon and Chris were inseparable, each one's greatest cheerleader. Their love was not just about grand gestures, but also the small, everyday acts of care and attention. Chris would often surprise Shannon with her favorite snacks after a long day at university, while Shannon would meticulously plan outings that reflected Chris's love for the outdoors. Together, they envisioned a life that harmonized their aspirations with their deep affection for one another. On January 6, 2007, Shannon and Chris planned to attend a friend's party, an ordinary outing that turned extraordinary for all the wrong reasons. The evening was meant to be a celebration of their connection, Yet it ended in tragedy that forever altered the lives of their loved ones and the Knoxville community.
Ain't fucking resistance for real.
To the very last show, girls. I mean, beautiful is powerful. I have no regrets. None.
The last showgirl. Rated R.
The 5 individuals involved in the horrific crime, Lamarcus Davidson, Latalvis Cobbins, George Thomas, Vanessa Coleman, and Eric Boyd, shared troubled and often tumultuous histories that set the stage for their shocking actions. Davidson, the ringleader, was born in Memphis, Tennessee, and had a long history of criminal activity. His early years were marked by instability, with Davidson often surrounded by negative influences. By the time he reached adulthood, Davidson had amassed a criminal record that included charges of aggravated robbery and carjacking. Released from prison in August 2006, just months before the crime, Davidson moved to Knoxville, where he quickly reverted to criminal behavior. His dominant and manipulative personality was a key factor in the group's actions as he orchestrated the events leading to Shannon and Chris's abduction and murder. Cobbins, Davidson's half-brother, shared a similarly troubled background. Born into a dysfunctional family, Cobbins' early life was marred by neglect and exposure to crime. Like Davidson, he had a criminal record, including a conviction for attempted robbery in New York. Cobbins moved to Knoxville at Davidson's invitation, where he became entangled in his half-brother's criminal schemes. Despite his claims of being a reluctant participant, evidence suggested that Cobbins played an active role in the crimes. Thomas, known as Detroit, was originally from Michigan and had a history of associating with criminal circles. He met Davidson and Cobbins through mutual acquaintances and quickly became part of their circle. Thomas's role in the crimes remains contentious, as he consistently denied direct involvement. However,
Throw his ass
his
in there.
presence at the Chipman Street house during the events and his failure to prevent the atrocities implicated him as an accessory. Coleman, the youngest of the group, came from a relatively stable family in Kentucky. Her involvement in the
Where he
crime
at?
shocked many who knew her. Initially
Beat him
presented
down.
as a reluctant participant, Coleman's journal entries, which described her
She
time
definitely
in
wanted to. You
Knoxville
heard
as
him
an
in her
adventure,
barking at her.
painted a different picture. Though she claimed to be a victim of coercion, her behavior during and after the crimes suggested complicity, making her one of the most controversial figures in the case. Boyd, a career criminal with a history of car theft and armed robbery, was a known associate of Davidson. Unlike the other perpetrators, Boyd was initially convicted in federal court for being an accessory after the fact. It was only years later, after new evidence emerged, that he was tried and convicted for his direct involvement in the murders. Boyd's role underscored the deep network
I
of
could have ate that.
criminality that permeated the group.
Did you just
Together,
throw it away?
these individuals formed a volatile and dangerous
I could have
group.
ate that, fool.
Their collective actions on
I could have
January
ate that.
6, 2007, revealed a level of
You
brutality
Pizza
laughing?
pancake?
and disregard for human
No, it
life
was a
What you
glizzy
got?
left in the damn air fryer.
While
She
their
threw it in the
backgrounds
trash.
offer some explanation for their
She threw it in the
choices,
trash.
they do not excuse the heinous nature of their
Oh, you
crime.
don't boil your
She
hot
threw.
dogs?
On January
Hell no, I
5th,
don't boil no hot.
2007,
Ugh.
Shannon
Shit
Christine
Yo,
Davidson
my,
and
disgusting.
Christopher Mason
Ugh.
hey, yo, my girl boiled a hot dog. I said, yo,
That is
that shit
disgusting.
is
Boiled
the
hot dogs
worst.
taste like shit.
Shannon had
Word.
spent time at her
I
She had
always
boiled some hot
hated
dogs
boiled
one
hot
day. I was
dogs.
like, what
This
the
shit
fuck is
is
that?
nasty.
pick her up,
I
and
said,
the two
nah, we don't
shared
do
a
it like
moment of
that, baby
affection in
girl.
the parking lot before
Boiled
heading
hot
out.
dogs though.
Yeah, boiled
Unbeknownst
hot
to
dog.
them,
Ugh.
their warm embrace caught the
That's
attention
creamy
of
on the
several
Damn.
side.
predators lurking nearby. Lamarcus
Ugh.
Davidson,
Yeah,
Latalvis
boiled hot dogs
Cobbins,
is
George
disgusting, bro.
Thomas, Vanessa Coleman, and
Word.
Eric Boyd were driving through the area in search of a
I
victim to
can't
rob.
do it. I
As they
never
go
did.
to the
Even when I was
Coleman's
young, I ain't
Word.
like boiled
criminal
hot dogs. That
life
shit was
Facts.
fucking
It
nasty.
gives me motivation to create more videos. If you love this video and wish to see more, kindly
It's a water
subscribe.
gun right there. Get my water gun. I'm gonna
She like,
toast his
everybody eat
ass.
boiled hot dog. I said,
I'm
what?
fucking him.
I
I'm
ain't
fucking
know.
his ass up. Everybody don't eat no boiled hot dogs. I don't eat that shit. Either they gotta be baked or air fried or fried in the pan
Their lives
It's all
Or on the
God.
grill.
or on the grill. Grill the best
Yeah.
stuff.
The perpetrators transported
Where
the
he
couple
at?
to Davidson's.
Dare him to come out. I want him to come back. Come on out.
The attackers stripped Chris of his
Listen,
possessions,
he
taking
is
his
giving
wallet,
Clone
phone, and
a run
shoes.
for his money.
Shannon's
Look, there you go.
became a rebel prison, carrying the young couple into a nightmare. The drive to the
Look.
Shipman Street house was fraught with terror. Chris and Shannon, bound
He
and
killed this
helpless,
thing.
could do little but
He
hope
broke
for
it.
mercy from their captors. Upon
Oh,
arrival,
it's
the
making
couple was
noises.
separated,
He's
marking the beginning of their
barking
harrowing
at
ordeal.
it, taking
The
it
home,
everywhere.
already a den of
Did you
criminal
give it to me?
activity, became
No.
a stage
You
for
come up here and get her.
unimaginable acts of violence and cruelty. Chris's ordeal began immediately. He was
Here,
taken
push
to a
the spider
separate
out.
room where he was
He
savagely
just gonna come up here and get it.
restrained.
You think
Evidence
he's
later
in?
Go ahead. If I
revealed
see him get it,
horrific
I'm gonna see.
sexual assault
Do
before
it. I
being
dare
bound,
you.
gagged, and
Smoke your ass.
his captors showed
Hold,
no mercy, dragging
hold
him to
gun
nearby railroad
sideways.
tracks
I'm
and
gonna
detonate
bust
him.
your head. Go ahead.
There,
Look.
Chris was stripped of his clothing except for a shirt,
Nah.
shot multiple
I dare him to
times,
do
and
it.
ultimately unalived with a gunshot to the head. His captors set his lifeless body ablaze, attempting to destroy evidence of their heinous crime. While Chris's life was extinguished that night, Shannon's nightmare continued. Left in the Chipman Street house, she was subjected to hours of sexual assault and physical abuse. The medical examiner's testimony would later reveal the extreme nature of the violence she endured, including severe injuries caused by repeated assaults. The perpetrators attempted to erase evidence of their actions by pouring bleach on her body and into her mouth, further adding to her suffering. Shannon
Yeah,
was
how many honor you
eventually
be having when you
drugged
be in that
with
shit?
strips of bedding, her face covered with a
Honor.
plastic bag.
Yeah.
She was placed alive into 5 large trash
1300.
bags and stuffed into a
1300
residential trash bin located in the
or
kitchen.
13,000?
Asphyxiation
I mean,
slowly
13
claimed her life over
1300.
agonizing hours, a
Yo, I
fact
be
that would
having like
haunt all
20,000.
who learned of her fate. As the hours stretched into days, the absence of Channing
I
and
collect damn
Chris
it face
became
like that nigga.
increasingly alarming to their friends and family. Text messages and calls went unanswered, and their
My shit
failure to
don't.
show up at the party where they were expected
This
only
isn't my mana,
heightened
yo.
their concern.
I had
On
to
the
run
morning of January
around till my
7th,
mana came
Chris's
up.
parents began reaching out to his close friends, desperately seeking answers to their son's whereabouts. Similarly, Shannon's parents, Dina and Gary Christian, grew more worried as hours passed without contact from their daughter. It was a railroad worker performing his routine duties who stumbled upon Chris's burned and lifeless body near the tracks. The scene was horrifying. Chris was bound and partially undressed, his body showing clear signs of execution-style violence. He had been shot multiple times, including a fatal shot to the head, and his body had been set on fire in an attempt to destroy evidence. The discovery sent immediate shockwaves through law enforcement and the Knoxville community. Chris's parents, Hugh and Mary Newsom, were notified of the grim discovery shortly after. The news was unbearable, shattering their hope that their son might return home safely. Hugh Newsom later described the moment as one of unparalleled agony, a parent's worst nightmare realized. As police processed the crime scene where Chris's body was found, attention turned to locating Shannon. Her Toyota 4Runner was found abandoned several miles away, offering the first tangible clue in the search for her. Inside the vehicle, investigators discovered items that did not belong to her, including cigarettes and fingerprints, later linked to the perpetrators. The evidence painted a chilling picture of a crime that was far from random. On January 9th, 2 days after Chris's body was discovered, police executed a search warrant at the Chipman Street residence. What they found would haunt even the most seasoned officers. In the kitchen, inside a trash can, they discovered Shannon's body wrapped in multiple trash bags. She was hogtied and had clearly suffered immense violence before succumbing to asphyxiation. The brutality of her death was evident, leaving investigators and her family reeling from the incomprehensible cruelty she endured. The deaths of Shannon and Chris left an indelible mark on Knoxville. Vigils were held in their honor, with thousands of residents coming together to support the grieving families and demand justice. The senselessness of the crimes, coupled with the sheer brutality involved, drew national attention, turning the young couple into symbols of a community's collective heartbreak. Christians and Newsoms, the loss was more than a tragedy. It was a life-altering devastation. Both families described the immediate aftermath as a blur of sorrow and disbelief, compounded by the need to face the unfolding legal process. The discovery of their children's bodies marked the end of hope and the beginning of a relentless pursuit of justice. The investigation into the heinous murders of Channon Christian and Chris Newsom required meticulous work and unyielding determination from law enforcement. With limited leads at the outset, the Knoxville Police Department and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation collaborated to unravel the chain of events and bring the perpetrators to justice. Channon's Toyota 4Runner, discovered abandoned near an industrial area, provided the first significant breakthrough in the case. Investigators found items inside the vehicle that did not belong to Channon or Chris, including a pack of Newport cigarettes and personal belongings of the perpetrators. Most crucially, latent fingerprints lifted from the interior of the vehicle were matched to Lamarcus Davidson, linking him directly to the crime. Forensic analysis played a pivotal role in solidifying the case against the suspects. DNA collected from Channon's body and clothing identified Davidson and his half-brother, Latalvis Cobbins, as active participants in the assaults. Seminal fluid, matched to the suspects, corroborated the victims' accounts of prolonged abuse and established the perpetrator's presence at the crime scene. This scientific evidence became the cornerstone of the prosecution's case, leaving little room for doubt about the involvement of those implicated. With Davidson identified as the ringleader, law enforcement launched a coordinated manhunt to apprehend him and his accomplices. Davidson was found hiding in an abandoned house, while Cobbins and George Thomas were arrested in Kentucky after fleeing the state. Vanessa Coleman, initially presenting herself as an unwilling participant, was also detained. Eric Boyd, believed to have assisted in the carjacking and subsequent cover-up, was taken into custody and later charged. Interviews with witnesses and associates of the suspects provided additional insights into the crime. A local resident reported seeing suspicious activity near the Chipman Street house on the night of the abduction, while acquaintances of
I can't
Davidson
be damaged
revealed
right
his
here. This
history of
crazy.
violence and criminal behavior. These accounts, combined with physical evidence, formed a comprehensive narrative of the events leading up to the murders. As investigators pieced together the evidence, a chilling portrait of the crime emerged. The coordinated efforts of law enforcement, forensic scientists, and the victims' families ensured that no detail was overlooked. The culmination of their work marked the beginning of a protracted legal battle to hold the perpetrators accountable and deliver justice for Channon and Chris. Interrogations played a crucial role in unraveling the events surrounding the brutal murders of Channon Christian and Chris
Yeah, I'm about
Newsom.
to run out of fucking scrolls of wisdom.
As law enforcement officers brought the suspects into custody, they encountered a web of deceit, deflection, and partial confessions that underscored the depths of the crime's planning and execution. Davidson, the identified ringleader, was the first to be interrogated. Initially, he denied any involvement in the crimes, claiming he had not been at the Chipman Street house during the time of the murders. However, forensic evidence and witness testimonies directly contradicted his statements. Confronted with DNA evidence linking him to the crime scenes and victims, Davidson shifted his story multiple times, each version more incriminating than the last. His evasive and inconsistent behavior during questioning painted a picture of a man desperate to escape accountability. Cobbins, Davidson's half-brother, initially portrayed himself as a reluctant participant in the crimes. During his interrogation, he admitted to being present at the Chipman
You always
Street
watching that
house,
bullshit.
but claimed he had no active role in the violence. Investigators, however, presented him with DNA evidence and testimonies from other suspects that contradicted his account. Faced with mounting evidence, Cobbins eventually admitted to sexually assaulting Channon, though he continued to downplay his overall involvement. George Thomas maintained throughout his interrogation that he was merely an observer to the crimes. He denied participating in any acts of violence or sexual assault, instead blaming Davidson and Cobbins for orchestrating the events. Investigators, however, found Thomas's claims of ignorance implausible, given his presence in the house during the entirety of the ordeal. Testimonies from other suspects further implicated him, weakening his defense of non-involvement. Coleman's interrogation was perhaps the most controversial. She initially claimed to be a victim of coercion, stating that she had been held against her will by the other suspects. However, entries in her journal, discovered during the investigation, described her time in Knoxville as an adventure. These entries, combined with testimonies and physical evidence, contradicted the claims of being a passive bystander. During her questioning, Coleman admitted to witnessing the abuse of Channon, but denied participating, a statement that failed to align with evidence presented. Boyd, initially charged as an accessory, adamantly denied involvement in the murders. His interrogation focused on his role in assisting Davidson's evasion of capture. While Boyd's connection to the crime was not immediately clear, later evidence and testimonies implicated him in the abduction and assault of Chris Newsom. His steadfast denials during the interrogation highlighted the need to minimize his role in the events. The interrogation revealed a tangled web of lies and half-truths, requiring investigators to rely heavily on forensic evidence, witness accounts, and the suspect's conflicting statements to construct a coherent narrative. Each interrogation provided a puzzle that, when assembled, depicted a chilling account of premeditated violence, cruelty, and callousness. The suspect's inability to present consistent alibis or plausible explanations for their actions solidified the case against them. As the investigation progressed, the information gleaned from these interrogations became instrumental in preparing for the trials that would follow, ensuring that Channon Christian and Chris Newsom's voices were not silenced in the pursuit of justice. The trials of the accused began in 2008. America's Davidson, identified as the ringleader, Davidson was convicted on multiple counts, including first-degree felony murder and premeditated murder. In October 2009, he was sentenced to death for his role in the murders. Additionally, in June 2010, he received an 80-year sentence for related charges to be served consecutively to his death sentence.
This will come in handy.
Latalbus Cobbins, half-brother of Davidson, Cobbins was found guilty in August 2009 of the murders of Christian and Newsom. He was convicted of first-degree felony murder in the case of Christian and found guilty of facilitating the murder of Newsom, though acquitted of Newsom's rape. On August 26, 2009, he was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. George Thomas, in December 2009, Thomas was found guilty on multiple counts related to the murders. He received a sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole for each of the 4 capital convictions. In 2019, as part of a plea deal in exchange for his testimony against Eric Boyd, Thomas's first-degree murder convictions were reduced to second-degree murder, and his sentence was adjusted to 50 years. Vanessa Coleman was arrested and faced 40 Tennessee state charges. In May 2010, she was acquitted of first-degree murder, but found guilty of lesser charges, including facilitation of the crimes. She was initially sentenced to 53 years in prison. After a retrial in November 2013, her sentence was reduced to 35 years. Eric Boyd. Initially, Boyd was convicted in federal court in 2008 for being an accessory to a fatal carjacking and received an 18-year sentence. In 2019, he faced state charges for his direct involvement in the murders. In August 2019, Boyd was found guilty on multiple counts, including premeditated first-degree murder. He was sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms, plus 90 years in prison.
Love what you saw? Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to join our growing community. Your support keeps us creating.
She had mentioned to me that she just had gotten assaulted by an individual and that this individual pointed a gun at her.
Yeah, where he at?
Jumped up on me and fell out.
He sleep.
Dead.
You happy, yeah, like. He fell out.
Luckily, she managed to escape. When the SWAT officer revealed what the was after,
I was wondering what they was.
this meant Juan David Ortiz had tried to work with the U.S. Marine Patrol to escapade at the gas station after noticing his truck and confronted him.
No, get your own tots.
After hours of chasing, David was finally out, but just pushing to the other cars when they realized that he did. There was nothing to explain. Took a gruesome turn when David's crimes revealed the shocking truth.
Yeah, they ain't got school tomorrow. Why ain't just keep her here?
As the body count proves, he had the mind of a killer who lived on the line between cleverness and dark madness. But why? What could have led this man to such extreme actions?
Have a fun snow day
Before
tomorrow.
the suspect was
Okay, did
14th, Erica went to meet this client and got into
she
his truck,
message you?
intending to go to his house on Burr Oak Drive. For months, they've been visiting his house together, driving from Laredo to a middle-class neighborhood surrounded by desert. Their relationship had evolved beyond a simple twin-sister dynamic. However, during their latest meeting in this place, an unsettling tension emerged, making the atmosphere uneasy for Erica, and sensing her fear, the man asked if she was scared. Despite being alone with love in an unfamiliar situation, Erica mustered courage and mentioned the name of her murdered friend, Melissa Ramirez. She asked the man if he knew about her, as news of women disappearing and later their lifeless bodies being found was prevalent during that time. Surprisingly, the moment she said it, something changed in the man's demeanor. His face, usually sullen but neutral, transformed in a way she hadn't seen before.
It's
As
snowing
he
out there?
approached her from behind,
Oh
she
yeah.
felt a chilling
Huh?
sensation of death
Oh
so
yeah.
close that her body
It's
Yeah.
going
wilted.
crazy out here.
In terror, she
What's
rushed
snow
out the
here?
front door and vomited in his front
Oh
yard.
yeah. It's going nuts.
He also followed her
Got about
outside,
6, 7
and
inches
she
already.
hastened to give the excuse that she was feeling sick and needed cigarettes. That was it. She needed cigarettes, and they had to wait. Maybe the man considered the law enforcement officers among his neighbors, but something convinced him to agree with her. Together, they drove a tense few minutes to a Valero gas station on a loop road nearby. Inside the truck, the conversation escalated into an argument. Erica mentioned Melissa's name again, and the man reacted by pulling out a gun and pressing it in the middle of her chest. He grabbed her shoulder, and despite her fear, Erica twisted against his grip. In the struggle, she reached for the horn, and as they fought, her shirt ripped off. But in an attempt to break free, she rushed out of the door, running and screaming without looking back. She ran towards a blur of lights, fearing a gunshot the whole time. To her relief, she found a state trooper, Francisco Hernandez, who was refueling with a shotgun. In a state of panic, she screamed, "He's trying to kill me!" and shot twice. He quickly got her into the back seat, but by then, the truck Erica had escaped from was gone.
I know, because it's a shock. I mean, you just escaped from a possible kidnap.
Es que de repente me fue un feeling, sir, de algo de él. And it got very weird all of a sudden. I got a vibe.
Simultaneously, the police started taking a statement from Erica at a nearby substation. The trooper who rescued her was aware of the ongoing investigation into Melissa Ramirez's murder and promptly took her to the investigators. By the time the SWAT team finally entered the house Erica had described, it was already vacant. Among the discarded firearms, they discovered an exception, a Heckler & Koch 40 caliber pistol. Remarkably, it matched the same gun that had been pressed against Erica's chest.
He had a AR-15 pistol, and they were staged ready for use. What did that tell you? That he was ready to shoot it out for anybody knocking at his door.
So now, in the hunt for the man, a swift manhunt unfolded, and the police promptly issued a Be on the Lookout alert, also known as a BOLO. It didn't take long to find him, and within a few hours, the
police located David at a gas station after noticing his truck and confronted him.
Such ancient power.
Stop right there! Stop! 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 Is this your truck? Is this your truck? Okay, all right. Chris, we got a positive ID with some. This truck right here is matching with the
Look at the design.
with the murder that's been happening
I
within
ain't
the
got it.
past few weeks.
Nah, I ain't got none. I just used my last two
We just need for you
on the trying to roll that helmet. It got worse.
turn around and make my witness, okay? Turn around. Please. Turn around. Okay. Hey, 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 After an intense search and a run from the police,
It's the
David was
easiest way to get
finally found
divines
and
every
arrested.
time I run.
At first, it seemed
One
like a
divine.
straightforward open and shut case of
Guaranteed
assault,
so far.
but the subsequent interrogation.
So they drop every time?
Yeah, the time is you
Following the
drop every single time you do the math.
David shared his own story and was taken to
And
the
it's
police
always a
division for
divine for it,
questioning
at
that
least.
lasted for more than
I think
1
I'm like
hour,
2 for it.
led by Captain Federico Calderon. From the start to end, we'll notice and examine the numerous changes in David's body language statements, which are important to understand the full situation. The more investigators delved into his past activities, the clearer it became just how incredibly fortunate Erica was to have escaped with her life. David sits in a small room with neutral walls, which is designed to calm a suspect's mind and reduce distractions. This environment not only helps both interrogators and suspects stay focused, but can also make the interviews more relaxed and encourage individuals to come to terms with their situation. He sits quietly with his head down and staring at the table, barely moving any of his muscles.
Nah, it's over.
It seems like he's unaware of
Die
being
that nigga.
reported, and his hunched over posture makes him
How
look
the
more
fuck you die to that
distressed and
nigga?
miserable.
To the boss?
Yeah.
Told you.
Suddenly, David's behavior changed. From sitting quietly,
I ain't
he
have
turned
no
around and started making fun of the troopers who were chasing him. This was completely different from the behavior he'd shown earlier.
Hello. What can I do for you?
He again started waiting for the interrogators as they made him wait for a while, a common tactic to build tension and pressure before starting the questioning. This technique aims to make a suspect feel more uneasy, which increases the chance of them willing to reveal information. Shaking hands and introducing themselves is where interrogators take their first step in building personal rapport. This behavior signals respect instead of hostility, suggesting to David that they're here for a cordial conversation. However, having a cordial conversation becomes challenging because the interrogator's main goal is to establish elements about the assault. Interrogators removed handcuffs to make him feel more at ease and ready to talk. Their first goal was to build a connection with them and make him feel supported. This was done to ensure David felt comfortable, making it less likely for him to choose to remain silent.
I'm at the end. I'm about to put in chat. I put in chat one divine.
After reading David his Miranda rights, interrogators' initial move was to learn more about him, and for that, they began by asking about the evidence found at his house.
Yeah.
Even though the
Hold on real
interrogators
quick.
already knew the substantial background.
could do without the attention.
Yo,
Yes.
92.
The first month and a half that I was taking the pills, I had some mad headaches, and they told me it was the body getting used to it, and then they increased my dosage,
beat it.
and for a while I was just
Uh,
like smoking
it's
Huh.
never killed 92.
The interrogators
You got
brought
killed.
David's attention back to the
Hell
weapons he
no.
had. Since
I
all
would
the
never
women
get killed
found
on
were
this
shot,
shit ever.
and according to Erica, David wanted to shoot her too. They suspected that he might have used his gun recently, and this would
Ooh,
make
look
him
at
more
that.
likely to be a target in their investigation.
what's in your truck? You still in your truck? That
Made
was
me
in
ever
bed.
get killed on this shit.
When was the last time you shot this?
Now look at my screen. Look at this shit. Just pay attention.
Probably the last time I called, which was once a quarter. So I was supposed to call this coming Tuesday, so subtract 3 months from that. Yeah, we tell me jail, how I get tonight. Still, pero why you ran? You don't know why you ran? I went into the restroom at the gas station. I came out and I saw a trooper, like another trooper, and one of his rifle. Put your hands up. Okay, look. No, put your hand up. Put my hands up, and I go, sir, you're freaking the crap out of me right now. I was like, what's going on? I said, sir, are you the
And these
only
motherfuckers got 50% more health. That's not about nothing.
Dude, I go to the restroom and there's the guy with an AR-15 with a flashlight pointing at me, and I think the other guy had a rifle or a sidearm. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I take off at full strength, and next thing I heard, I don't stop running. So I kept running. And then I just heard,
50% damage. Traffic slower. Okay, that's gas.
I'm fucking running. I come up some corner, and there's a sharp one. Make a left. And I was like,
Alright.
David's description about the event revealed his lack of awareness and indifference about why he was there and the reason for his arrest.
you might be going through some stuff right now. I can't relate to what I said, and I can, but we're talking clients. I mean, not around. Look at everything. I understand what you want to say. I understand that, but I don't have to talk after everything. And I want to talk about something else. I'd like to know too why you're here.
Look at that shit. You see that shit?
Mm-mm.
You can't see my DPS?
Yeah, not right now.
Throughout the interrogation, David kept himself in denial mode. Even though he claimed the last time he used his service weapon was months ago, the interrogators weren't convinced. They repeated the question multiple times, hoping he'd admit to the murders. But when he didn't, they completely shifted to the evidence at hand. They directly confronted David about Erica's accusations, and despite Erica stating that she'd known David for the past 5 months, he responded with evasive answers.
You're a family man. You're very obviously not a bad person. Would you stand with
It's taco stuff. Put it in there. You gonna eat it? I put that in there. It's taco stuff. I just told you. I put that in there last night. It's taco stuff. Huh? I don't want that.
Yeah, how quiet so you gotta do it?
Hello,
Man,
guys. We are
This
back.
motherfucker got
Hello,
1,000
guys.
rarity.
We are back
1,000.
in Path of
How you
Exile
get
2. I
1,000
have
rarity?
something
I
very
could barely
exciting
get
to announce.
300.
But before that, I will just say
What up,
thank you
Buck?
to all of you guys.
Yo,
We have
what up,
reached
Nightmare? What's going on, man?
500 subscribers. It feels amazing. It feels just like yesterday I made my channel like a little boy. I had big dreams about conquering YouTube. And now we have finally hit our milestone 500 subscribers. I'm growing and growing in size. So watch out, Mr. Beast. I'm coming on you. Let's talk about today's video. I have created the absolutely most beastly magic grind kit. We are stacking rarity to the moon, baby. Let's go over the gear so you can see how I get so much rarity. We have these gloves, 50% rarity, very nice. And we have this ring, increased rarity, 80, 50,
80, 50.
80%, and this one 50, 70%. And I'm using this belt right here, which boosts my rings by 69%. We have this one, rarity. We have boots, rarity. We have this amulet, rarity. And this helmet, of course, also a rarity. For the
Rarity.
weapon, we just have a crossbow. We couldn't get rarity on it, so, we just have some ammo. For my
Motherfucker got
passive
50,
ring,
80.
I am using the Adorn to boost my jewels. This is the passive tool, and it's basically just try to get as many jewel sockets as possible. I cannot get rarity on my jewels. I don't know why. It makes me very upset. I'm using jewels, which does nothing. Why am I doing that? I'm doing that simply to let the game know that I'm unhappy. This is sort of to get a middle finger to the game, right? And to the developers. Like, why can't I get rarity on my jewels? Yeah, you get the middle finger. And the game will be like, calm down, sir. No, calm down. Here, have a banana. I will not go back, right? I have more. Boom. Another one. Boom. Another one. Boom. Another finger. Boom. Yet another finger. I'm just fingering the developers with as much fingers as I can. I realize how that sounds. I don't finger in that way. I would never finger a man without his consent. So that is
What the
the
shit?
build. I will now go find some maps so you guys can see
That motherfucker
how
stupid.
broke this build really is. Let's go in here and we will just find some maps with the rarity. Expensive. But we will always get back what we put into the map. That was the map with some dangerous modifier. Let's just try that. tier 15s can have some very dangerous polygons, right? Usually I don't have a problem, but with those two maps, we got unlucky. Let's try tier 15.
Fucking stupid.
Is this cross-play?
Yeah, it's cosplay nightmare. You got it?
Yay on PC.
Yeah, word. Yeah, I can play with you on here. No Diddy, nigga. Yeah, it's cosplay.
Look how expensive my build is. 22 divine. Wow. This is a low tier map. We will still get
He
a
getting
lot
his
of money
ass beat.
because we have
Hey,
so much
Rain, this
revenue.
motherfucker got 1,000 rarity.
Yeah,
He died every
even
time he go in there.
fat ass look.
It's Bill ass.
Every time we plus
He died. Tier 3 map, dead.
and I'm placing
Tier 2, dead.
everything
Yo,
level 9
it's Bill ass.
to make it
Tier
a little
2.
bit clear.
He died on the tier 2 map. There's tier 1. Look, tier 1. He dead.
I'm close.
Look, he dead. Tier 1.
I have some very exciting news. I found the absolute most easiest spot in the entire game to farm. I do have been running this with an hour bot. Don't be sad because we use hour bots. A lot of people with rarity use hour bots. The build is lagging some damage, so therefore we are using an hour bot.
The
Okay,
what?
then I'm talking about the traitor.
Smoke
Of
this
course,
bum
we
ass
would like
nigga.
to run some
That nigga.
This
madness
motherfucker doing
but
his build
we
so
do it
ass, he went back to
on our
Act
limits. I'm
1.
already level 93, but this is a great place to farm if you have a lot of rarity like me. You can see the mobs are literally
Uh,
dying instantly.
He said it's a great
This build
place to
has
farm
some
though.
hour mod, makes it a little bit easier, but as you can see, it's still pretty good.
They killed him. Listen to the music. Yeah, I gotta watch it again. The music funny as hell though.
yeah.
He got his ass beat.
Hello guys, we are
Got
back
another one, Buck.
in Path of
He
Exile
did.
2. I have something
Every time.
very exciting planned. But before that, I will just say thank you to all of you guys. We have
Oh,
reached
that's the Chinese you did.
500 subscribers, and it feels amazing. It feels just like yesterday I had my channel like a little boy. I had big dreams about conquering YouTube, and now we have finally hit our milestone 500 subscribers. I'm growing and growing in size. So watch out, Mr. B. I'm coming on you. Let's talk about today. I have created the
That's my fucking
absolutely most Bisley magic find build. We are taking
Bisley.
rarity to the moon, baby. Let's go over the gear so
Baby.
you can see how I get so much rarity. We have these horns, 50% rarity, very nice. And we have this ring, increased rarity, 80, 50,
80 50.
80%, and this one 50, 70%. And I'm using this belt right here, which boosts my rings by 69%. We
Yeah.
have this one,
That means they boosting
rarity.
that
We
damn
have
negative
boots,
2
rarity.
every
We have
time you get
this amulet,
kill something.
rarity. And this helmet, of
Hmm?
course, also a
He got
rarity.
that ring on
Whatever,
that boosts
we
his
just have a crossbow.
rings
We
by
couldn't get
68
rarity on it,
his
so,
shit by
we just got some
68%,
arrows.
whatever.
For my passive tree, I am using the adorned to boost my jewels. This is the passive tree. I have basically just tried to
Trashed
get
it.
as many jewel sockets as possible. I cannot get rarity on my jewels. I don't know why. It makes me very upset. I'm using jewels, which does nothing. Why
Check this
am
one
I
out,
doing
Buck.
that? I'm doing that simply to let the game know that I'm unhappy. This is sort of to get a
4
middle
lightning
finger
damage, 4
to the
strength,
game,
Buck.
right? And to the developers. Like,
You got
Damn.
why
4
can't I
lightning
get
on it?
rarity on my jewels?
4
Here,
lightning,
you
4
give the middle
strength.
finger. And the
Damn.
game will be like, calm down, sir. No, calm down. Here, have a
Trade me.
divine.
Let me get that when you
I
get
have
mine.
morphed back, right?
Fuck no.
I have morphed.
You ain't doing
Boom.
shit with that
Another
motherfucker.
one. Boom. Another
It's
one.
going on the
Boom.
market.
Another
10 to
one.
buy.
Boom. Yet
Here
another
we
one.
go.
I'm just fingering
I'm
the
corrupting it,
developers
matter of
with
fact.
as much
Look at
tech
it.
as
Look at
I
it
can.
Nope.
first.
I
I
use
ain't
I'm
my
about
looking
to
at
weapon.
shit.
corrupt it. Yo, look.
No.
Fingering in that way. I would never finger a man without his consent. Okay. So that
Ain't nothing
is the
changed.
build. I will now go find some maps so you guys can see how broke this build
Motherfuckers.
really is. Let's go in here and we will just find some maps with the rarity. Expensive, but we will always get back
This nigga just
what we
paid
put
7
into
divines for
this.
one map. Damn.
That was a map with
Oh,
some dangerous
Spectrum.
modifiers. Let's just try again.
What the fuck is Spectrum cash?
That's
Tier
Yo,
that.
look at this,
16s
Buck.
can have some very
That's that
dangerous
shit that
modifiers.
Quad
I
had.
usually
That
Look at this.
jewel.
I
no
got it.
problem with
Emerald.
those two maps. We got unlucky. Let's try tier 15.
Yeah. Oh, that's a different one. To increase spirit per socketed. Ooh. That bitch probably worth some dough though. Look that motherfucker up. Nothing. Mm-hmm.
They are all steady heavy. So much spin.
The controller went dead. That'll put you back in there though.
I don't understand how divine.
It will
Look
be.
how expensive my build is. 22 divine. Wow. This is a low tier map. We will still get a lot of loot because we have so much gravity. This will be the map where we succeed.
You're like pew pew pew.
There we go. Now the damage is buzzing. Dude, and I'm playing so well. I don't understand. I'm kiting everything. I'm moving around. I'm dodging attacks and I'm shooting grenades. I have this fear, you know. It's just as you say. The game is bad. Look how much poison there are, and they're not dying. I'm stuck. I'm
And
frozen.
left all that
I'm
shit
dead.
on the ground.
Okay, guys, so I have some very exciting news. I found the absolute mostly bis spot in the entire game to farm. I do have been running this with an hour bot. Don't be sad because you use hour bots. A lot of people with rarity use hour bots. The build is lagging
Yeah,
some
that's
demo,
messed
so
up.
therefore we are using an hour bot.
How's it let
Let me
Quad
tell
in
you
there all the
what we
time?
played on. Of course, we would like to
It
run
lets
some
Quad back in there though.
events and some endgame content, but to do that, we need a
Yeah, he
common
was.
ground. We are only level 93.
Yeah, cause he always leave and I join on him. Oh no. Fight the boss.
Good evening to you. I'm Tom Ziska. We're glad to have you with us. We begin with a man who was shot and killed while trying to rob someone at a gas station in Northwest Houston. The Simpsons TV show has become notorious for not only having the longest running sitcom, but for also The Simpsons TV show has become notorious for not only having the longest
they
running
rock.
sitcom, but for also seemingly predicting the future through their
I ain't gonna
episodes.
pick my emeralds
Somehow,
up.
The Simpsons have managed to
Time
predict
lost
several
jewels.
future events through the storylines of their episodes. It has
Yeah, they
almost
got
become
you.
a tradition for people to look towards The Simpsons to see what they're planning next. Now that we have entered a new year, it's time to see what The Simpsons has predicted for
They got you.
2025. Hey guys, I
I
hope
don't believe
all
that
is well.
shit.
Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos every other day exposing the truth. In today's episode, we will be talking about The Simpsons
Yo,
predictions
they
for
need to fix
2025.
that,
But
bro.
before we begin, I just want
Word.
to ask
Yo,
you
that's
guys to like,
crazy.
comment, and subscribe so we can get this video seen by everyone who needs to see it. A quick disclaimer, I've lost my voice and I'm in the recovering process,
One
so if you're
time lost.
wondering why my voice sounds different, that's why. Thank you all. Now, let's get right into it. If you're wondering how The Simpsons manages to predict the future year after year, you're not alone. So many people truly believe The
Oh, I had another
Simpsons
grand
writers
spectrum
are
right
some
there
sort
too.
of time travelers or fortune
Hmm.
tellers who can see
They had
into
another
the
one down
future.
there. Let me
In
see.
reality, it's much more complicated than that. I'm going to tell
Right.
you exactly how The Simpsons manages to so-called
Medium relic.
predict the future. And it's not magic or a time machine. Simply put, The Simpsons writers
Yeah,
know
let me
what's
see.
going to happen because they know the plans for the future, not because they can see into it. The Simpsons was created by cartoonist Matt Groening, who has secretly revealed several times throughout The Simpsons that he is a member of the elite secret society, the Freemasons. The Freemasons are one of the most powerful secret societies, not only in America, but the entire world. The Freemasons played a crucial role in the development of the United States. Many of our U.S. presidents have been known Freemasons, with several others that have kept their Masonic ties hidden. In fact, the first U.S. president, George Washington, was a member of the Freemasons. So are many of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. America is a Masonic country. The reason it's called the land of the free is because of the Masonic term. This is the land of the free and accepted Masons. The main goal of the Freemasons is to establish a new Masonic world order, which they have been implementing for centuries. The Masons have been using several tools to create this new world order and to prepare the world for its arrival. They do this through many different methods, with one of the most effective being Hollywood. So when Matt Groening and his team of writers seem to be predicting the future, it's not a prediction, but a Masonic prophecy. They're just showing us their plans that they're planning to enact for a future.
Amazon's Delivery Service Partner Program empowers users to promote and generate your own delivery business with Amazon's support. If you're still wondering what to say, innovative ownership opportunities, this partnership is for you. With no logistics experience required, Amazon
Yeah, they
will help
got
you
you, bro.
scale your business with exclusive deals, services, and technology.
Word.
Apply today. It's on PSP. Next up.
Year. Like I said earlier, Matt Groening has let us know several times over that he's a member of the Freemasons. Not only has he used secret Masonic poses like the one-eye symbolism, but he has literally confessed this himself through his Simpsons TV show. In past episodes, I have presented the evidence that would suggest Matt Groening is a Freemason. For the sake of this video, and for those who haven't seen those old videos and are new to the channel, I will present these examples again. In one of the earlier episodes named Springfield, they show Mr. Burns talking to Smithers about germs. When the camera zooms into Smithers' face, and the germs literally confess the Freemasons run the country.
Alright, what do you need, sir?
This is as open as it can get, but there is more. In episode 12 of the fifth season named Homer the Great, they show Homer speaking to his family about joining the Stonecutters, which is supposed to represent the Freemasons. Homer talks about wanting to join the Stonecutters when Homer's father tells him that he is already a stonecutter and even mentions that he is a member of the Freemasons.
Into the Stonecutters. Good, Dad. I'm a member. What don't they do? We won't mind. I figured they do. I'm a stonecutter. Stonecutter, Grandpa? Oh, sure. Let's see. I'm an elk. Mason. Here it is. The Stonecutters. This is it. Wait to get in. But I'd be joined if I'm a son of a member.
Initiation begin. All stonecutters must take the leap of faith. If you survive this 5-story blunder after the recruit, happy landing. This ritual is called crossing the line.
Doing that shit again.
In my head, big like the ball, 3 hairs.
I think you should have to take it different, though. Everyone takes the same oath. Welcome to club number 98. You have joined the sacred order of the stone cutters, who ancient times have split the rocks of the earth and skewer the light of knowledge and
The Simpsons openly confessed to his Masonic connection. Now, as you can see clearly, this Stonecutter organization is clearly a parody of the real Masonic organization. They show Homer entering the lodge of the Stonecutters, aka the Masonic Lodge. Inside of the lodge, they show the all-seeing symbolism and the square compass, both prominent Masonic symbols. They also show Homer being initiated into the organization through hazing his clothes. This episode is clearly about Homer joining the Freemasons. What's the most interesting about this is the fact that Homer's character is actually based on Matt Groening's own father, meaning that Matt was telling us his father was a Freemason just like him. The
Think it
Simpsons
definitely got
wanted to
fixed
go
that
to the
shit.
future. They're telling us the plans we believe past the future. Now that we have established how the Simpsons doesn't predict the future, but know the plans for the future, let's see what the show is telling us their plans might be for 2025. First, let's talk about the strange fog that has been going on around the world. Have any of you watching this video noticed a big mysterious fog in your area that just doesn't go away? I myself started seeing the fog where I live, and a couple of days later, I ended up with the cold. Now, I'm not saying the fog gave me the cold, because I'm not a doctor, but many people have been claiming that this mysterious fog is causing people to become ill. I can't lie. I drove through the fog, and I ended up sick just a few days later. What's interesting about this is that this mysterious fog that makes people sick was actually predicted in an old Simpsons episode called The Treehouse of Horror 5, which was the 6th episode of the 6th season. The episode aired all the way back on October 30th, 1994. In a scene of the episode, Homer wakes up from a nightmare when out of nowhere, a thick, sick-inducing fog seeps into the window and turns the Simpsons inside out.
now where there's nothing to be afraid of. Except that fog that turns people inside out. Except that fog that turns people inside out.
Uh-oh, it's seeping in. Stupid cheap weather dripping.
As you saw for yourself, this thick mysterious fog seeps into the window that causes a sickness and turns the Simpsons family inside out. Looking at this today is rather interesting because so many people have been talking about this mysterious fog that is causing people to get sick. No one knows what's causing this mysterious fog. The Economic Times posted this article speaking about how this mysterious fog is spreading all over the world, leading to serious health concerns. Many people have been reporting seeing this dense mystery fog before smelling a strong chemical odor that leads to them getting sick soon after.
Serious fog is starting to show up all across the country, and people are very worried. Ever since the Dior bag stopped showing up in the sky, people have started to see fog at their house all across the country. Literally from all corners of America, people are walking outside their house, seeing fog like this, but saying that it has oddly big particles in it. Florida, Pennsylvania, Minnesota, California, and Texas, and basically all over the country, people are reporting the same thick particle fog. Some people are saying that it's making them feel sick, smells like chemicals, and it's not normal. And what are the odds that it's the exact same looking stuff everywhere? This is the video somebody took yesterday morning in Florida at 6:30, and this is not snow. They don't know what this is. This person said this fog is everywhere, and it's not just fog. It's like someone spraying something weird. My throat's been killing me since it rolled in. Anyone else notice this chemical smell? It's not natural. It feels like you're in a sci-fi movie where the air is not safe anymore. No one has been able to say exactly what this fog is or why people are able to see it all across the country.
When I saw the mystery fog, I didn't smell it, but I was also in my car. It's being reported that the fog is impacting several U.S. states, including Texas, Wisconsin, Florida, Minnesota, Virginia, Maryland, West Virginia, Nebraska, Kansas, North Dakota, and Oklahoma. Some states have gone as far as to issue fog alerts. With no answers coming from the government, it has led people to speculate on what could be causing this fog. Some people online have started to speculate that maybe it's the government behind this strange fog, and it's the reason they haven't addressed it at all. I honestly don't know what's causing this fog, but I will admit it's quite strange, especially when it seems to have been predicted by The Simpsons. This fog reminds me of the mysterious drone sightings that were being reported at the end of last year. The drone sightings first started in the area of New Jersey, but quickly started to spread all over the East Coast, eventually the rest of the country, and even being sighted in other countries. People were claiming to see these strange drones flying over their homes.
Millions of Americans have their eyes to the sky trying to catch this. Ever since Thanksgiving, there have been thousands of reported drone sightings, mostly in the skies of New Jersey. Now those sightings have spread. Flying objects have popped up in half a dozen states in the East, some even here in New York City. And now what was curiosity has raised alarm among some federal officials. U.S. officials are downplaying drone sightings over the state of New Jersey, saying there's no evidence of any national security threat. Reports of the drones have been coming in for nearly a month. People in the area say they're at least 6 feet in length and flying at various altitudes. It's not yet known who's controlling them or where they're coming from.
What's interesting about this is that it appears The Simpsons might have also predicted this happening as well. In 2006, The Simpsons released an episode called GI, which was the 5th episode of the 18th season. In the episode, Homer notices a drone outside his window spying on him that he thinks is a military helicopter. The drone then begins to chase Homer and all the other residents of Springfield.
Stupid Ernie. Super me with that giant helicopter in the distance.
It's not giant, but it's not in the distance. It's small, but it's in our room.
President drone!
As you saw for yourself, Homer claimed that the military was searching for him in a helicopter in the distance, but it turned out to be a drone. This seems awfully similar to what has been happening since November of last year, and is continuing on into the new year. I made a full video on the drones, and just like Homer stated in the episode, I believe these drones are connected to the government. See, the government has told people not to worry about the drones, but at the same time, won't tell the people where these drones are coming from and why they have been flying over people's private property. In my opinion, I believe these drones had to be a part of some top secret military operation. What I heard some media sites reporting was that the drones were looking for some radioactive materials that ended up going missing during transport on December 2nd. Now, I don't buy this because the drone sighting started happening almost 2 weeks before December 2nd, during the middle of November. I don't think the drones were looking for any radioactive materials, and that was simply a way to cover up what they're really doing. Now, I will say that it is strange that these mysterious drone sightings were seen right before this mysterious fog will start appearing all over the country. It almost seems like it could be connected. Considering The Simpsons managed to predict both of these incidents, I wouldn't be surprised if they were. Another prediction The Simpsons seems to have made correctly for 2025 was the rise of AI humanoid robots. Some of you guys should remember I covered Elon Musk announcing the Tesla bots. At the end of last year, Elon Musk told the world during a tech conference that he was planning on selling AI humanoid robots to the masses very soon.
It applies to a humanoid robot. It's the same techniques. It's just a robot with arms and legs instead of a robot with wheels. And we've made a lot of progress with Optimus. And as you can see, we start someone in a robot suit, sort of down. And then we've progressed dramatically year after year. So if you extrapolate this, you're really going to have something spectacular, something that anyone could own. So you can have your own personal 2D2 C3PO. And I think at scale, this would cost something like, I don't know, $20,000, $30,000. Probably less than it costs, is my prediction long term. Now, take us a minute to get to the long term. But fundamentally at scale, the Optimus robot, you should be able to buy an Optimus robot for, I think, probably $20,000 to $30,000 long term. So, and what can it do? It'll be do anything you want. So it can be a teacher, babysit your kids, it can dog, mow your lawn, get the groceries, just be your friend, serve drinks, whatever you can think of, it will do. And yeah, it will. I think this would be the biggest product ever of any kind.
While Elon claimed the consumers could expect to purchase the Tesla bots in 2026, they are now announcing that the robots will be ready in 2025, with Elon utilizing them for his Tesla company as soon as this year. I made a video covering this, and I explained how these robots could potentially do more harm than good. I mentioned how I see a future where these robots are not only replacing many human-occupied jobs, but even worse, turning on their creators and seeing the human race as a threat. Now that these AI humanoid robots are being rolled out, who knows how this might end? Just like the drones in the fog, it seems like The Simpsons may have predicted these AI humanoid robots taking over. In The Simpsons episode, Them Robots, from the 23rd season, we see The Simpsons rolling out these AI humanoid robots. The robots eventually replace the jobs of the humans and then turn on them.
Meet the future masters of the race. These are robots. You will train them. They will
As you saw for yourself, these AI humanoid robots shown in this episode seem to be foreshadowing of these Tesla bots that seem to be coming out this year. I honestly believe these Tesla bots might have higher consequences than we know. One thing I will say though, one prediction that The Simpsons made last year came true, as they predicted that Donald Trump would end up becoming the president, and that's exactly what happened. Like I said earlier, none of this is The Simpsons predicting the future. If any of these so-called predictions turn out to be true, it wasn't because they looked into a crystal ball or jumped in a time machine. It's because the writers of this show are connected to the Freemasons and have knowledge of their plans. Well, I'm gonna end this one here, but before you guys go, I would like to kindly ask you guys to subscribe if you're not. Please like, comment, and share this video so others who need to see this get a chance. I again want to apologize for the way my voice sounds. Hopefully by the next video I have fully recovered. But thank you for being patient with me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
This episode of the Y Files is brought to you by War Thunder. Hey, thanks for clicking. Today we're doing
Yeah, I'm about to try
a
the
whole
trials now.
compilation.
Fuck it.
Someone mentioned it on the live stream a couple of weeks
Trials.
ago that we've done so many stories
Yeah,
that are
ultimatum
full,
shit they get.
we should do a compilation. Okay.
They gotta do something too, right?
Yeah. And then went back and looked at the
What, the
catalog,
ultimatum?
and we got something like
Yeah.
10 or 11 stories
Yeah, I did
about
a few the
holes
other day.
and underground mysteries and all that
He's
stuff.
made it over to 10.
So we're not going to do all of them, but I picked
I only did 7.
6 or 7
What
of my
ultimatum? How you
favorites.
do it? Oh,
And
it's like a
really
map,
the
right?
Shit,
only way
easy.
to kick off a good whole compilation
I gotta do
is
10.
with the classic.
Yeah, I ain't tried it all. I'm backed out.
I have no idea. He was supposed to be here hours ago.
Yeah, see, I got signal lock and run it 5x5.
Hello, we're supposed to shoot today.
Yeah, I'm shooting today, just not in the studio. My warfare proficiency metrics are far below standards, so I've been reassigned for combat
Yeah, I could tell the
readiness
difference.
recently.
I ain't got no magic flying.
Where?
I ain't hardly finding no exhaust.
All I can say is, I've been detailed to board a nuclear powered vessel contains 9
You motherfuckers. Oh, it's at the bottom, I see.
I didn't know you were anything.
Oh, you didn't notice how comfortable I am with doing it?
Two divine.
Yeah, I know that. Every time was too easy. Anyway, our evolution hurricane team will next take on the exercises, maneuver the flank, and siege your
Orbit
main drills to
chance.
ensure
What
they're
the?
primed for any kinetic
I ain't seen one of them in 30 years.
Today's sponsor.
War Thunder, baby!
Damn.
War Thunder is the ultimate vehicle
Fuck it.
combat game. Free to play on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and now on iOS and Android. The mobile version offers intuitive controls, stunning graphics, and massive multiplayer warfare with battles across land, sea, and air.
What?
In War Thunder,
My
you're not
Grand
just a
Spectrums I
player,
picked up.
you're a commander.
2 and 3 divine?
Yeah.
Vehicles from
Better
10
sell them,
nations.
fool.
Tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships.
The other shit going crazy. I gotta up it. Look at my screen.
Fighter jets and tanks. Each vehicle is crafted with
You
realistic
going crazy for them, the ones with the spirit?
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like I can practically smell the diesel and cordite.
And it's more than just visuals. Each vehicle has a realistic damage model with individual parts like engines,
And
tool
one I hit
types,
on
and
it. They
weapons
got.
vulnerable
Hold
to
on, let me
damage.
drop it.
Armor, shells, and missiles all behave like they would in real life. With 3 modes, arcade for quick action,
I know that shit
realistic
hot.
for balanced challenge, and simulator for the ultimate test, War Thunder has a playstyle for everyone. I only play in simulator mode. High stakes, high skill. Just how I like it. And if customization is your thing, War Thunder has endless options with camouflages, striker markings, and community-created decorations to make every vehicle unique. With over 70 million players, War Thunder offers top-tier gameplay and rich historical detail. Perfect for military history fans, and it runs smoothly on almost twice as more expensive hardware needed. And for a limited time, new and returning PC and console players who haven't played in 6 months can claim a bonus pack. Multiple premium vehicles, 100,000 silver lions, 7 days of premium account, and the exclusive Eagle of Valor decorator. It sounds like business. It's only available for a limited time, so click the link to claim your bonus today. Are you ready to join Expedition Millions players? Download War Thunder for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, or mobile using the links in the pinned comment or video description.
I was like, why he say that bad?
Are you gonna be okay? Yeah, you kidding? I eat bogies
Don't
for
mind if I
breakfast.
do.
Hang on. It's time to deliver some high-velocity democracy. We are weapons free. So are you look, I gotta go. I'm danger close and OPSEC protocols require immediate shift to secure comms. Fail or actual to battle group. All units switch to encrypted channel Tango Whiskey Foxtrot. Stand by for secure handshake. Yeah, but sorry, human. They don't call us sea boys.
Ancient
They
power.
call us. We got it. Their winds and following seas. Their Lord out. On Melwater's property in the Monastash Ridge west of Ellensburg, Washington, there's a hole in the ground that looks like a well. But it's not a well. Like the owners of the property before him, Mel used the hole as a trash dump. His neighbors used it too. Garbage, broken appliances, old tires, everything went into the hole. After a while, Mel started to wonder, why doesn't it fill up? And then he started to notice other strange things about the hole. His dogs wouldn't go near it. It caused his radio to pick up strange signals,
2%.
and it didn't seem to have a bottom. Mel's curiosity became an obsession. Well, let's see if we can get to the bottom of Mel's hole. Mel's hole is a round pit 9 feet 9 inches in diameter. There's a stone retaining wall built around it that goes down about 15 feet. After that, the hole extends down into darkness. Well, not only did Mel Waters and his wife dump everything in the hole, but so did his neighbors. And this has been going on for a long time, for years before Mel even moved in. Mel's neighbors said they couldn't remember a time when the hole wasn't there. So why can't you hear objects hitting the bottom? Why can't you hear your own echo? Mel set out to determine exactly how far down this hole goes. An avid fisherman, Mel had spools of fishing line on hand. So he attached a 1-pound weight to the line and sent it down the hole. It went 4,500 feet, the full length of the reel, and didn't hit bottom. He reeled the line up, attached a roll of lifesavers, and sent it all the way down again. Mel wanted to see if there was water at the bottom, and if there was, the lifesavers would come up dissolved. But they came up dry.
Shut up.
Yo, I put them 2 and 3. They still buying them shits.
Each one 5,000
Fuck it,
feet.
I'm selling.
He attached another spool, now down almost 10,000 feet, and still no bottom. Spool after spool of fishing line went down the hole. He could not reach the bottom. By the time Mel ran out of line, he was 80,000 feet down, over 15 miles, and still no bottom. While experimenting, Mel noticed that his dogs wouldn't come anywhere near the hole. Even when forced, the dogs would dig their feet in. There were no animals of any kind near the hole. No wildlife, no insects. Birds even flew around it. And since the hole was known to his neighbors, Mel
Buy
asked
buy it
around
that
if anyone
fast.
noticed their dogs feeling
So that
uneasy by the hole. And they all
Yeah,
said
they buying it for
yes.
2 and
And one
3.
of his neighbors said, speaking of dogs,
That
man,
shit's still going
thought his
crazy like
dog
that.
died, so he
Pink,
threw its
pink.
body into the hole. A few days later, that dog came back.
I should up it to 2 and 3.
After Mel's neighbor threw his dead dog into the hole,
mm,
why? Just why? I don't know. You can't bury it. I really don't know.
Sometimes humans are very disappointing.
They certainly can be. Anyway, a couple of days after disposing of his dog's body down the hole, he saw it running through a wooded area near the property. Now, he knew it was his dog because it was wearing the same collar. But for some reason, the dog didn't come when he called. And the dog acted like he didn't know his owner at all.
Ooh, maybe it's a version of his dog from another dimension.
Well, that's definitely a theory. Now, as the weird stories piled up and the fishing line kept going down, Mel was
When they
at a
come, when they
loss.
come, and it's on time.
Right. Mel needed help figuring out exactly what this hole was. And in 1997, there's only one place to discuss the strange and mysterious and be taken seriously. Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell.
From the high desert in the
Here
great
we
desert.
go, and boom.
Good evening or good morning, wherever you may be across the straight line bars.
Coast to Coast was on hundreds of stations around the world and had 10 million listeners. If anyone could help Mel, it was Art Bell and his audience. Mel sent Art a message on February 21st, 1997. Art called him, and Mel's hole became known to the world. Over the course of several shows, Mel Waters would reveal more and more details about the mysterious hole. The good news is Mel was getting really good advice from people all around the world, like use a laser to measure or use radar.
Somebody knocking. Let 'em in.
And from clues given by Mel on the radio, you can get a pretty
Go
good
in
idea.
and starting.
The day after the first broadcast, Mel was returning to his property, but the
What is
entrance was
this?
blocked. The government. Yep. The U.S. military was now aware of the hole, and they wanted it all to themselves.
After the show on Friday night, I went out there and noticed there were some helicopter activity around the property. There was further helicopter activity the next day, and so I figured that clearly somebody out there listens to your program.
Oh, yes.
Mel said that the hole could affect things in the environment around
He
it.
put 6 in there.
Animals avoided it, but
Mm.
plants seemed to grow
He
extremely
put 6 in
well.
there at first.
Radios acted weird.
I
If
mean,
Mel
5
got
to
a
mine's
radio
that
near the hole,
fast.
the signal would get very static.
Damn.
And then start picking
I
up
played like 7
broadcasts
to 8
from
already,
somewhere else.
right?
One day his
9,
radio
10.
started picking up
I'm
what
doing
he
it again.
describes as old-time music.
I feel that shit.
So he goes to change the
Hold
channel
on, I'm
and
about to
tunes
go
into a
back to the
baseball game.
fucking shit.
Behind the St. Louis first baseman. 1 off, second, 2 outs.
This is fine until he learns the game was played in 1967, 30 years ago. Art's first call with Mel goes on for about an hour and then they wrap up. Mel was staying in Ellensburg for a couple of days and had made the call from there. When Mel Waters returned from town, the access road to his property was blocked by armed military personnel. And there was evidence that heavy
Damn, that
machinery
shit
had
going
been
crazy
run.
for 3 to
Mel was
mines.
told there was a plane
It's
crash
still
on
on
the
that shit.
property, but there was no report of a crash.
You already
No
saw it?
fire, no smoke.
That soldier already.
Still, Mel was told he couldn't access the property until the crash was completely
3
investigated.
mines.
When Mel asked to speak to the person in charge, a man in
Probably
civilian
could
clothes
have
told
4. That
him
shit
that the
going
leg
nuts,
was
but I could have
not
got more for that
necessarily
shit.
his anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be very easy
That
to
shit going
find
no
a
buck.
tow
This shit
lad on
going
the
off the
property
hook.
if he didn't leave. Mel threatened to go to the press.
This is
The man in
4.
charge,
First I had a
the
2
man
and
in
3.
black, told him, go ahead and talk. Nobody would believe it,
Wait,
but
1
Art
and 2.
Bell and his audience would believe it. And a few days later, Art called Mel for an update. Mel said that a neighbor saw a dark beam coming out of the hole and up through the clouds, darker than anything he'd ever seen. Now, Mel admitted he didn't see this himself, but Art Bell and several callers said that this part of Washington has a lot of UFO sightings, disappearances, and other paranormal activity. Callers had their own theories. Maybe the hole was sitting on a ley line and there was a portal to another dimension. Or it
Why
was a
do
portal
that?
from time. That's why everything thrown into it disappeared. Maybe somewhere
They
in an
try to get
alternate
me.
reality, there's a big pile of garbage, shells, appliances, and animals piling up. Who knows? One caller thought this could be a tunnel to power Earth. Something like that.
5 to
They had
5.
a lot of theories. And since Mel couldn't
I would have had
access
more
his
than that if I'd have
property
picked the time
anymore,
to choose
he
though.
talked to other locals trying to get
Oh,
more
yeah.
information. An elderly neighbor
It
said
was
that
3 of them
many
right
years
there.
ago, there was a series of stone columns
This
around
one
the
plus
hole. Right, but without the cross beams, which are called lintels.
Lentils?
Lintels.
What I say?
Someone from the audience reminded Mel that calling into the show is a big mistake because obviously the government is listening. So the show ends and Mel agrees to come back to
picking up his phone.
Maybe my audience is not aware, but a television crew went up to Ellensburg after we did the last program and researched this. And I'll be doggone, they didn't find the hole, but they did find near the area where you were talking about a lot of military equipment holes. All kinds of information that would indicate the military, in fact, has been there or was there. Oh, they would have probably seen a lot of yellow gear, tread marks in the ground. Yep.
It would be 3 years before Mel resurfaces.
Man, it's bullshit lagging that shit. It's fucking lagging that shit. Them fucking stupid bitches that come out of them motherfucking glasses.
Disclosure agreement, leave the country immediately, and never come back. So Mel takes the deal, and he lives in Australia for 2 years. But he's missing his family and decides to come back to the States for a visit. That's fun. It wasn't. Mel was warned not to do this, but he does it anyway. And during this time, he gets in touch with Art Bell and
Fucking
agrees to come on
stupid
the radio.
shit.
But he never shows up. Mel said on the day he was supposed to come on, he was on a bus to visit his nephew. And on the bus, there was some kind of altercation, and the police were called. All the passengers are questioned and put on a different bus. Then Mel blacks out. And the next thing he remembers is that he's in San Francisco and 12 days have passed. Mel woke up in an alley. His wallet and keys were missing. He realizes his arm hurts. He rolls up his sleeve, and there are needle holes and tape marks from an IV. And as he becomes more lucid, he tastes blood in his mouth. His back teeth are missing. Whoa. Mel never makes it back to the property. There was legal action taken against him for illegal construction. Power lines, septic tanks, paved roads. Of course, he didn't build these. The government had occupied the property for 2 years. Still, Mel lost everything. And a day or two after calling into Art's show, his bank account was empty. Now, to be fair, plenty of people are calling in saying that this is all a hoax. But Art Bell is the master.
Cheap man shit.
It's a great story, so let's not continue. But Art does say that a TV crew was in the area looking for the hole. They didn't find it, but they did find evidence
Hey, yo,
of
try to buy me another
military
thing.
activity. And the no-fly zone has
What?
been mysteriously
I'm
expanded
about to do
to
that
cover
shit
the
again.
area.
Buy
In
another
fact,
what?
Terra
That's the best
Server, which
grind.
was a mapping site
Try
before
to buy another what?
showed that the whole area
Super
was
inspection
blacked
shit.
out. And this was confirmed.
That's the best
Skeptical
grind.
callers said that Mel could have found the blacked out part of the map and pretended that his property was there. The problem with that is, Terra Server launched 6 months after Mel made the first phone call. He couldn't have known. Soon we learned that a Native American tribe had contacted Mel and asked him if he wanted to come to Nevada and help them research. He said, another bottomless hole.
They took you to it. They took me there. I did not go all the way up to the hole, but there was conversation between the Native American staff and the Lavamas, and basically agreed that everything was as it should be. That I wasn't from CNN or the FBI or the CIA or whatever. And so I went there and I got to see the hole. And I think once there.
The second hole wasn't located on the Indian reservation where they lived. It was actually on public land that was used by Basques. The Basques are a local group that comes from a small region between France and Spain. The Basques settled a couple of areas in the United States, including Nevada, in the mid-1800s. They were using this land to herd sheep. They told Mel that the hole was there for as long as their people were, so at least 200 years. And they considered the hole and the land around it sacred. This hole was just over 9 feet wide, just like Mel's. But where Mel's hole had a stone retaining wall of a few feet, the second hole had a metal collar and metal lining down
Tired
as far
killing
as the eye could
9,000
see.
fucking
This hole was warm to the touch.
monsters and ain't getting no daggone design. Crazy.
I average 3 divides an hour. Maybe 4.
Yeah, I can't do that shit. That shit boring, bro.
The first test
Nah,
was
you gotta do it
they
to get what
lowered
you
a
want.
bucket of ice
Then you
down
gotta
into the
stop.
hole at 1,000 feet, and they kept some ice at the
That's easy
surface
as
as a
fuck.
control. When the surface
I
ice
get 80
melted,
divides
they
about
brought the
tomorrow.
bucket back up. That ice
That's what
didn't
I'm
melt
gonna
at
do.
all. And even stranger, the ice was no longer cold to the touch.
How many? 8?
And it wasn't fast. The
80,
ice felt
80.
like large pieces of salt. So they tried to melt the
All I gotta
ice
do is get
over
something
it
real
with
good
flame.
one time.
They try to get
Mel
me
losing
again.
it caught fire.
Yo, that was like a
Not only
real
that, it
subdividing
He
continued to
thing
won't.
right
burn
there.
for months.
These
And when
motherfuckers
the
just
Canadian
aim where they
temperature
want. This shit's stupid.
The
About
right
two-thirds of the time
D-pad,
it felt
nigga. The
normal,
right,
but one-third of
That
the
shit
time it
don't
was
work.
tripped.
Why y'all keep saying
At
that
this
dumbass
point,
what's
only
D-pad
it
shit?
do?
three
No,
people
it don't work.
volunteered to go
That's
on
what you
the
aim at.
Yeah, for a fucking month.
Yeah, everyone agrees that's not a good idea. So
Not for this
they decided
motherfucker.
to send down a
He just
sheep.
be aiming anywhere.
Well, I just
This
felt I was in
holds great
the presence
power.
of something extraordinary, something beyond extraordinary, something like in that category of having a religious thing. This was just such a stunning thing to witness.
The sheep did not want to go in the hole. The closer it got, the more it tried to kick its way out of the crate. They lowered the crate down the hole to 1,000 feet. At that point, it stopped moving. They felt a humming sensation. They left the sheep down there for 30 minutes and then brought it back up. There was no movement. The crate was unchanged and the sheep looked fine, but it was dead. The Basque, being shepherds, knew how to butcher a sheep, so they brought it to a table for a quick autopsy. The first thing that they noticed is that the sheep looked like it was
Man, I
cooked
just
from
fucking
the
died. I
inside.
ain't doing that shit no more.
And taking up
Out.
almost the entire
What?
cavity of the sheep's body was what Mel
Fucking,
described as a giant tumor.
the
Then the
trial
tumor
shit.
stopped moving.
Do it, bro. Alright, I'm gonna do it just cause I died.
Oh! Then they
Ultimatum
cut the
shit.
tumor open.
I had
Inside the tumor is what Mel described
the
as
blood shits to come
a
at you.
fetal
That shit
seal.
fucked me up.
Yeah, like a baby seal. It was attached to the tumor by an umbilical cord. But this seal-like creature had the eyes of a human. They watched the creature for a while as it crawled to the end of the table. And Mel felt like it wanted to get back to the hole. So he picked it up and set it near the edge.
They give me the
Of
dumbest
course,
shit.
the creature was slimy, and
Fuck
Mel
your
said that
damn
the
Jim
fluid
Cutter prison
had the smell
stuff.
of ozone. So the men studied the creature
My shit with
and
that
did
dumbass
the
shit
study
that
the men for about 2 hours. Then the seal creature gave them
fuck
a
that shit
final
called.
look and jumped in the hole. Now, before Mel went to Nevada, he was diagnosed with advanced esophageal cancer. He had only 6 months to live. But after this experience, Mel was cancer-free. He thinks he was cured by the magic seal. Yep. Mel felt like he had a transcendent experience. He was completely changed after this. And just then, the radio show runs out of time.
You're standing up for outright amazing.
By sitting down. We work full time and we parent full time.
We will be replying until further notice.
It's our right to let the dishes soak overnight.
And to mow them on tomorrow-ish. We proudly declare that yes, we are still alive.
And no, we won't.
We, the lazy, are taking back.
By getting comfy on our lazy boy first. Lazy boy. Long live the lazy.
Across from me over here is the actual roadway into Mel's Hole. Don't go up that road. Up there ways there's a fence. When you get across that fence here in that jeep, that's the trouble. It might be that you simply disappear. Period.
A few months later, Mel returned coast to coast. Something crazy happened with that bucket of ice. Remember one of the Basques took the burning ice to his cabin to keep warm? He had it in a stove. It burned for months, and it was pulling all the moisture out of the air. The air in the cabin was always dry. The owner's skin was always dry. He was constantly thirsty. When boiling water, the steam would be pulled into the stove. One day, the stove crashed through the floor and into the ground under the cabin.
Man, what the hell is on listen to? Shut the fuck
A couple
up.
of weeks later, he's returning home and his entire cabin has collapsed and turned to dust. He moves in with his brother for a while.
What is it, story time? No, 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 no.
closed, and all suspects shown are presumed innocent unless proven guilty.
A mystery that grows stranger by the minute. An entire family just vanishes.
4 people disappear, leaving behind a bloody trail.
It felt like something you would watch on a scary movie.
I haven't slept all freaking night.
We also have officers on squad runners, checking field.
Tell me a little bit about Tina. We butt heads.
The clock is ticking, and lives are on the line.
She could be being tortured. She could be locked up somewhere, tied up somewhere.
Investigators searching for answers in the interrogation room.
Cody alive, man? Stephanie alive? This is a game to him.
The clock was running, and we were running out of time.
Sheriff Barber's office. Yes, this is Valerie Haythorne. One of my employees did not show up for work this afternoon, which is totally uncharacteristic of her. I'm out at her house now. I just went into her home because I'm so worried about her. There's blood everywhere. Don't go back in the house. I'm not going to. I'm staying in the driveway. Okay.
Tina Herman had 2 children, a 13-year-old girl, Sarah, and an 11-year-old boy, Colby. She had not come into work on Wednesday. She was a very dependable employee. It was unusual for her not to show up. When Tina failed to show up for work again, the manager came over to the house. She let herself in through a rear window.
There was blood leading from the front door through the hallways, back into the rooms and into the bathroom.
She had groceries on the floor in the kitchen that she had apparently just carried in, and they contained items that would have normally been refrigerated immediately.
We begin tonight with a developing story, a mystery that grows stranger by the minute. An entire family just vanishes.
Tina's 2 children who had been in school on Wednesday had not been in school the following day. And that, of course, heightened the concern because Tina wasn't accounted for and her children were not accounted for.
We started seeing distinct patterns. We saw 3 separate bloodstain patterns in 3 different rooms. And we saw drag marks from each of those bloodstain patterns that converged into the bathroom. Oil had been poured down, and it looked to be as if it might be an attempt to set the scene on fire. So the motor oil led to a significant amount of footwear impressions that were found in the residence. And they were able to find that was a 7.5 air wall. We made our conclusion that it was most likely the 13-year-old girl who had walked out of there, and we hoped that she was still alive.
I met Tina Herman and we worked the same shift together. She loved to do anything with her kids. Both kids were involved in sports. She never missed a game. Took them to the movies. Everything was always about the kids.
They also learned that one of Tina's close friends, Stephanie Sprang, also was missing and had not been accounted for since that previous Wednesday.
Stephanie was a very loyal friend. If she knew someone was going through a rough time in her life, and Stephanie was going to be there to help her through.
Stephanie was probably Tina's closest friend that she had. She lived down the street from Tina Herman.
We were told that Tina was in the process of looking for an apartment. Stephanie came over to the house to go apartment hunting with Tina.
As the search intensifies, so does the fear in this community.
I think everyone's just kind of really scared that something like this could happen so close to home.
It felt like a nightmare was like something you would watch on a scary movie, not something that would happen to people that you knew.
Indeed.
You know, I'm a father, man. You know, my kids are my life. All I would ever want to do is protect them, you know. And I just got this weird, creepy feeling that, you know, something is wrong with my kids, man. I haven't slept all freaking night. I haven't been to bed since, you know, since any of this.
Well, she didn't show up for work Wednesday, and nobody could get a hold of her. Her phone was off, and we're like, okay, what's going on?
I talked to her Tuesday night, and I talked to her Wednesday at 12:10. And then Wednesday, that was the last time I talked to her. That was on the phone? That was on the phone.
Yes.
Tina Herman was in a relationship with a man by the name of Greg Waters, a live-in boyfriend. They had been living together in this house for some period of time.
And as though things weren't the best between the two of them, she was looking to move out and leave him.
A major concern was that her boyfriend, you know, was not at the scene till late in the day on Thursday. It seemed, you know, unusual.
Time is of the essence.
Good. I'm glad you came in. I don't know, have you been calling and stuff? Yeah. Okay. You gotta understand. I know you're worried, and I would be worried too.
I originally called maybe today. I was trying to see if there was something I could do to help, like a search or something.
When the boyfriend was interviewed by the Knox County Sheriff's Office, I was able to observe from another room during that interview.
That I had no clue what was going on.
You said that you're sleeping on a mattress out in the living room?
Yes.
Why was Tina looking for an apartment?
I don't know if she was or not. That's just what I heard.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about Tina?
I will summarize our relationship. I mean, it's an on again, off again. We butt heads and been split up the past month. I know it didn't sound good with everything that's going on. I could just tell she wanted to get back together, and the way she's acting towards me, like when I left Wednesday morning, she was mad. She knew I was going to stay with my friend that night, and she thought maybe I was going to see a girl or do something.
What day was that?
Wednesday morning.
Wednesday. And that's what time did you leave?
I left the house around 3:40. I had woken her up. I mean, I know we had our problems, but I still love her and I still care about her.
You know what?
I love her kids. I mean, I've raised them for the past 5-6 years like they're my kids. I just want to find her kids. I just keep picturing them out in the woods.
He had what was a very easy to check out alibi. He said that he had left for work very early, which was his normal routine. I said he worked an hour and a half away in a large warehouse, that he had made plans with another worker to go golfing on that following Thursday. He was invited to spend the night at the friend's house. The initial response in terms of both his demeanor and the story that he was telling suggested that he was not involved.
Oh, yeah.
We had basically run out of suspects. We were thinking, well, where do we go from here? Just about that point, I was actually, I think, driving back toward the sheriff's office when I got the call.
Yeah, this shit ain't about nothing. This trial
Friends
shit.
and neighbors scouring a wooded area looking for any sign of a missing family.
Trial master shit.
Oh, yeah, I know. That shit ass. Shit boring. I just like to do the maps.
Huh?
I just like doing maps.
You don't get no
So in the
drops
garage,
though.
there was
I never like doing that shit on the
inside that shopping
in
bag
the open.
were 2 tarps and a package of heavy-duty garbage bags.
The name of the store was on the bag.
That's
If
so
this
much shit out
store might
here.
be able to do some research and find out if someone purchased these items in this time frame we're looking at.
They were able to find that purchase, find a video of that person. The video cameras caught the offender going into his car and leaving. Couldn't get a plate from that vehicle, but it was a unique looking compact car.
The security person actually said that he thought the vehicle he was driving was a Toyota Yaris. So I thought, well, how many Toyota Yarises could there be in Knox County? And on the first page for that search, the last one on the page was Matthew Hoffman. He looked very much like the subject in the video and was actually wearing the same shirt in his driver's license photo that he was wearing at the store.
Matthew Hoffman had an interesting past. He was convicted of arson, which involved a home invasion, and said that he committed the arson to cover up his tracks.
They went in through the front of the house and they found him asleep on the couch in the living room and immediately took him into custody.
Mr. Hoffman had what I would call a fetish with leaves. He was a tree trimmer for a while, and he was oftentimes known to climb trees and be sitting in trees.
I mean, the whole house was full of leaves. He had collected a large amount of leaves, had them tacked to his walls. I don't know if he was using them for insulation or what, in bags, but there were just huge piles of leaves all through the house. They started doing a room-by-room search, and they didn't find anything else on the ground floor.
Send me a friend request at shadow_. I'll be on later today.
They noticed there was a dresser pushed against the basement door leading to the basement. It was strange. What's down in his basement? And it was only on removing that dresser and going down into the basement that they discovered Sarah.
And I could hear Joe yelling, "They found her, she's alive, she's alive."
And in this basement area, there was a large pile of leaves, and then he had placed a number of blankets on top of that, and that's where he was having Sarah sleep. She was tied with bungee cords wrapped around her feet, her ankles, and her wrists, and she also had, like work gloves over her hands with duct tape.
Look at this.
In the beginning, there wasn't a lot of hope that anybody would be alive. It was just pure elation for all of us. It did give us some hope that there would be others somewhere else.
Nightmare, I think I sent it.
Sarah said that she and her brother had arrived home from school on that Wednesday, that they had come in the front door.
And,
seen blood on the floor, and that then this guy just appeared from around the corner.
That
she ran back into her bedroom. She was there in the house for a
I
while.
picked the
Okay.
She heard noises
around the board.
She said that she suspected that they had been killed. She was afraid she was going to be killed, but that he had told her that he had not killed them. That things would be okay.
I'm going to get some more divines.
Sarah did confirm in her interview that she was rescued that he had sexually assaulted her. Through her account, it gave us a better timeline as to how things occurred.
Out of mana. It'll be over soon. I hear that.
Out of mana.
Mm-hmm. I'll give you the number.
Anytime you're involved in interrogation, the first thing you want to do is establish communication. That it's just a matter of trying to come up with the right way to have that person identify with you, trust you to some degree. Okay.
What we want to talk about. But we need to find some people. Matt, can you hear me? Matt, do you go by Matt or Matthew? We'll give you a minute, man, if you need to think a little bit. Just tell us when you're ready.
Out of mana.
Out of mata. Stomata of facts.
Give you a chance here. We know there's reasons for everything. Okay? Tired, man? Matt, are you here with us? Matt.
Shit.
We work towards him caring about his own family, his own mother, and this would give her closure and give her respect.
How may I pass judgment on you, man?
Too much for Herald of Ice. I can't wear it no more, but I'm gonna put this in as a vice.
Okay, including your own.
The detectives were trying several different types of questions for him. At times would try to appeal to his empathy towards the
I
victims.
put my motherfucking shit back on, bro.
I want
Fuck
you
it.
to think about what you would be doing if you was the family member and what you would be going through right now.
They also tried to be a little bit stern with him.
Oh, nothing but the daggone Verity.
Stephanie alive, man?
NBA. Hello and welcome to Trot. So you know this, man.
I have heard it up to here. They're telling us that Bow Wow was. I have heard it up to here. They're telling us that Bow Wow was, honey, taken advantage of by what's his name, Jermaine, by Diddy, and a lot of others that came, even the security guards that you know. Just like you know about Usher, just like you know about Justin Bieber. They are now saying that Bow
Damn.
Wow, yeah,
That
honey,
would have beaten the
they
nigga up,
violated
bro.
him, okay? But he's ashamed of it, so he's not going to speak out about it. He's in denial.
Get out of there.
So I want you guys to watch this video. It tells
Yo.
that Bow Wow crashes
That
out
hurt.
after the bodyguard has exposed that footage. Yeah, that I don't know what he exposed now. I hope he was an adult. The video footage he was exposed, and I hope he's not minor, you know. But comment, like, share, subscribe here at the Message Sweet Spot. And I want to know what you guys think about this. You gotta start watching this video. It's something else. You guys need to be informed what's going on out here in these streets because your child could be next.
Found a flyer on another app. Leave this with you. As long as you check it with price. Upload your itinerary to our app, and we'll search hundreds of sites for a better price. Check twice, book once. Download the Check app now.
It's like a mascot outfit with another person in a mascot like outfit. Like drop to the floor.
Guys, Bo Wow is out here losing his mind because a bodyguard dropped some spicy footage of him getting the freak on at a Diddy party. It's crazy how these things have been playing out because Bo Wow was just recently dragged through the mud for claiming he misses them Diddy freak-offs. Come to find out what he really misses were the things he got to do. And get this, Bo Wow wasn't just at the parties getting
Why keep
freaky.
saying it like
According
that?
to insiders who saw him at those parties,
What
he
he
was
say?
the main attraction,
Bow
the main
wow.
menu, the three
Bow
course meal for
wow.
Diddy and his friends to feast on. We know these industry men love nothing more than bending over for the elites, but is it true that Bow Wow also loved reporting these encounters?
Bow
And is
wow.
Bow Wow just another victim of a predatory industry,
Bow
or did
wow.
he enjoy partying with Diddy?
Hey yo, Diddy taught me how to party. Diddy taught me how. JD gave me the. Listen, JD and Snoop coached me and gave me the game. But it was Diddy who taught me the lifestyle aspect of the game.
So Bow Wow has been making the news rounds recently because of his strange connections with Diddy, which a lot of people have been giving the side eye. Now, we all know Bow Wow is like hip-hop's corniest guy ever. So, of
Word.
course,
He
he had
ass.
something goofy to say about the whole Diddy situation that made people start wondering if he was one of Diddy's boy toys. He went on Roxy Davis's podcast and started talking about how he missed all the Diddy parties and how everywhere has been boring since Diddy went to jail.
That, as far as like our industry, that made me feel some type of way, like for 3 days straight. Like I can't. Like nah, I would have never thought that if it is an engine, this would be the story. How it ain't like the me thinking on it, that on a 250-foot yacht with his wife, flag off, chilling. This how you ride it out. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of us probably never thought that we would see this. But for me, it's like it's just unreal. Like it seems unreal at times. I know me and Jermaine spoke about it. And I was like, I can't, I couldn't, I would never thought he would see him in this position.
Even with all the rumors that I've always circulated.
Never. Just never thought I would see him like this. Like, nah. He's like the gatekeeper to the game. To the point to where what weekends was that? Like BT one weekend, it didn't like the past 2 days, it didn't feel right. Because there was no motion, there was no violence. There was no notoriety. Like, you gotta know. The energy, like the party don't need a floor. Like, there's you, the room, the therapist.
I left before one.
Bow Wow faced serious backlash for those statements because what do you mean you missed the parties where so many people have come out to say these horrific things happened to them? It's just crazy. However, a lot of people also weren't really surprised that Bow Wow would say something like that because word on the street is that Bow Wow enjoys those parties because he gets a chance to bend over for the rich and powerful men in Hollywood in exchange for career opportunities. There are
To the very last showgirls.
Boo boo.
Cool, buddy.
Man, I'm going to bed. I'm fucking gone. I'm out. Fuck
God.
this shit.
There are even rumors
That
that Bow Wow was
motherfucker.
introduced to this lifestyle
I'm about to
by
be
his
outside. I'm about to
mentors
accept
when
my
he was
offer.
still very young. See, Bow Wow's career
Alright, yeah.
started very smoothly. He was only 6 years